In the morning when I'm driving, I really come alive when I listen to my Ronnie, I listen to my RonyiQ. They are rare and they are few who can compare with RonyiQ. So grab a chair, she's coming through. She's on the air, it's time for RonyiQ. They are rare and they are few who can compare with RonyiQ. So grab a chair, she's coming through. She's on the air, it's time for RonyiQ. RonyiQ. It's time for RonyiQ. RonyiQ. It's time for RonyiQ. In the morning while I'm driving, Ronnie, I really come alive when it's time for RonyiQ. I listen to my Ronnie, Ronnie. I listen to my Ronnie. It's time for RonyiQ. Take a seat and go meet Ronnie. Sweet, 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 sweet Ronnie. No day complete without my Ronnie. She can't be beat. Sweet, sweet Ronnie.
Oh, another week.
In the morning when I'm driving, I really come alive when I listen to my Ronnie, I listen to my RonyiQ. They are rare and they are few who can compare with RonyiQ. So grab a chair, she's coming through. She's on the air, it's time for RonyiQ. They are rare and they are few who can compare with RonyiQ. So grab a chair, she's coming through. She's on the air, it's time for RonyiQ. RonyiQ. It's time for RonyiQ. RonyiQ. It's time for RonyiQ. In the morning while I'm driving, Ronnie, I really come alive when it's time for RonyiQ. I listen to my Ronnie, Ronnie. I listen to my Ronnie. It's time.
Have y'all had enough of MAGA yet? Have y'all had enough of MAGA yet? Good morning. Thank you for joining me today. Please hit the like button. If you're not a member, subscribe. Oh my God. I cannot believe we have gone through another week of ignorance, of dummies running our countries, of people with no merit, no sense, continuing to run our country, and our elected officials doing absolutely nothing about it. And here we are, once again. For those of you who don't know, our oil has reached over $100 a barrel. We are escalating our military personnel in the Middle East. We have increased the number of medical personnel in Germany. Germany, where they evacuate injured personnel to have their amputations and to have their surgeries and bleed out on surgical tables, that type of thing. We've increased the military medical personnel in Germany. Yes, we have. MAGA, is this what you voted for, MAGA? Is this what you voted for in your no more forever wars, no new wars? Kamala will have all of these new wars. MAGA. Oh, MAGA's quiet today. And MAGA's quiet this morning. Nothing. Love humanity. Okay, goodbye. Goodbye. That's just like a MAGA. That's the only thing they have to say. Talking about a massive erection. I'm pretty sure it's no bigger than my pinky toe. That's massive for MAGA. And I'm pretty sure it's full of bumps and other sexually transmitted diseases if it's MAGA. But let's continue. You mean all of this government assistance that we paid for in September, where peak a keg breath, a blue 93 billion, not million, $1 billion of the Pentagon budget because they were under uh, the mindset that they needed to use it or they would lose it because they had $93 billion left over of the 2025 Pentagon budget. So they blew $93 billion only to show up Wednesday of this week asking for, what was it? 73 billion more dollars. Is that what you mean? About we're working, so we need to continue to pay for government assistance? Because obviously you're not talking about the government assistance that has been cut off in the big uh, bloated bill, where over 25 billion, 25 million people are going to be cut off of the health care for the poorest people in the country. Is that the government assistance that you're talking about? But they put it in the big bloated bill where these people will not be cut off of their health care, their Medicaid until after the midterm elections. So you won't see the peril that your American people are going to be in until after the midterm elections. Surely, you're not talking about you're working to so you can pay for this government assistance that your president on Easter Sunday, sitting in front of these white nationalist ministers, when your president said, we don't have money to pay for health care and Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid because we have wars to pay for. That government assistance that you heard your president say out of his own mouth, is that what you're working to pay for? Is that the government assistance that you're talking about, that you're working to pay for? That must be it. That must be the government assistance that you're so proud to have happy fingers tapping in my chat that you're paying for. Stupid. Okay, let's continue. Because dummies will say dumb shit. The only ones abusing SNAP benefits that are corporations that don't pay a living wage. They pay enough to keep their workers on SNAP benefits. Their workers who then go to a shop in their stores, and these same government employers collect SNAP benefits that their workers receive. Their workers go to Walmart and with their SNAP benefits and shop in Walmart because Walmart don't pay them a living wage, and then Walmart gets the government SNAP benefits, you dummy. The people who don't get a living wage, who work at places like Dollar General, the Dollar Tree, that go and shop for food and food items in those stores and use their SNAP benefits in those stores, and who get paid the government SNAP benefits. Those employers get paid those SNAP benefits, you dummies. Oh, but you're Trump voters. You're ignorant. No one expects you to put the pieces together because you're dumb. Work 2 jobs, work 3 jobs, every other American has to do. Don't be lazy. You sound like a lazy black woman. Work 2 or 3 jobs. You sound like a lazy black woman. Well, what I sound like is a woman who has lived life. What I sound like is a woman that knows that an American citizen should not have to work 2 or 3 jobs to live. What I sound like is a black woman that knows that a white man does not have to work 2 or 3 jobs to live. Are you telling are you telling white men and white women to work 2 and 3 jobs to just survive in America? Why does anyone have to work 2 or 3 jobs to survive in America? Why are you assuming that black people must work 2 or 3 jobs to survive in America? And if they don't, therefore they must be lazy. Why are you assuming that me as a black woman, when black women in America are the highest educated people in America, must work 2 or 3 jobs? Or if not, therefore, they must be lazy. Are you fucking crazy? Because black women are not crazy. We are the most educated people in the United States. And you're going to tell me that I must work 2 or 3 jobs, therefore I must be lazy. No, I'm educated. I'm too educated to have to work 2 or 3 jobs. See, that's your lot in life. That's your lot in life. And for you to sit up and tell any American that they must work 2 or 3 jobs, they must be lazy, that tells me that you must be crazy. You're an apologist for millionaires that underpay the American workers. You're an apologist for these millionaires and billionaires that are the reason that you have these undocumented workers that are willing to be underpaid. But you are the first one to cry about these undocumented immigrants being in our country. But these undocumented immigrants are in our country for a reason. But when it comes time to get these undocumented immigrants out of our country, they are the only ones who are penalized. But their employers who brought them over here, who make sure that they have jobs because they can underpay these undocumented immigrants, and these undocumented immigrants can be sure when they come to the United States that they will get work if they are willing to work 2 and 3 jobs, that they are guaranteed to have a job. If they are willing to live 10 and 12 in a household, that they will have work. That's why they're here. But the employer faced no penalties when it's illegal to hire undocumented workers. But you don't have shit to say about that. But you think black people are lazy if they don't work 2 or 3 jobs when they are the most educated people. Are you fucking crazy? And you are, and that shows that you are a fucking fool. That shows what a fool you are. And you think that black women should be working 2 and 3 jobs. And you got a whole fool running the Pentagon that just blew through $93 billion. And now is in the sitting up in front of the Senate talking about he's going to run out of money by August 1st. And he won't have money to train the troops. By August 1st, he's going to run out of money. That's what I was talking about. And his budget was $1 trillion. But you talking about black women should work 3 jobs. But you ain't had shit to say about that. Unqualified head of the Pentagon blew $93 billion in September. But you didn't open your motherfucking mouth about this unqualified white man blowing through $93 billion of the Pentagon money. You didn't say a motherfucking thing about a white nationalist with white nationalist tattoos on his body who bought a motherfucking white nationalist pastor in the Pentagon who don't think that women should have the right to vote. You didn't open your motherfucking mouth to say a motherfucking word about this numbskull running through $93 billion of your tax money and coming to Congress to act for $63 billion more in a war that he is losing because he has fired all the experienced 4-star generals. You stupid bitch. But you think that black women are lazy if they don't work 2 or 3 jobs, and you think I give a fuck about what the dumb shit you talking. But you can't talk about what I'm talking about. Shows what a dumb bitch you are. These dummies can't stay on topic. Thank you for the thank you, Craig, for the jewels. I appreciate that. Who's the victim? Who's the victim? Who said who's the victim? You're the victim? You feel victimized by the truth? You feel victimized by the truth? You feel victimized by the truth? See you. Wouldn't want to be you. Thank you. Exactly. What's a black card? What's a black card? No, you're playing the white card. You're playing the white card. What's the black card? The black card is the black woman being the most educated uh demographic in the United States of America. Yeah, I'm playing that. Yes, I'm playing that. You're mad about it? Stay mad about it. I would be mad about it too if I wasn't a black woman. I guess I'd be mad about that as well. It's called corporate welfare. That's exactly what it's called. It's called Elon Musk is asking for another bailout because that big X IPO is not going so well. So Elon Musk is now asking for another bailout. You know how we bailed out Elon Musk Tesla. You know how Elon Musk has had the rules change to be able to dip into everyone's 401k plans. How they have softened the rules where now investors can now put your 401k plans into X stocks. Did you know that? Now, did you know when the long-term investors are able to finally pull their billions of dollars out of the X stocks that Elon Musk kept combining one failing stocks with the new stock that he put together and combined from the Twitter, from Tesla, and all of these combination stocks where he bought one company and then he combined it with the next company, and then he had this other company that he was going to buy, and he bought it with shares from this company, never putting down any money. Now, in August, the shareholders are finally going to be able to pull their real money out of this X stock. And just so happens that they have made it possible for these big financial agencies like BlackRock to put your BlackRock, who is over things like your pension funds, like your 401k funds, now they are going to be able to invest your pensions, your 401ks into bullshit like X. Good luck to you. These new stocks, they used to have to season. They called it seasoning for a year. But just in time for the AI bubble that is on the verge of busting wide open and needing a influx of money, when the billionaires are sick of propping up this AI bubble, just in time for when AI needs new money, they found a way to infuse itself with new money. And it is called your pension and your 401k plan. But I understand the dummies in here talking about black people probably don't even have a pension and a 401k plan. I understand you dummies are so busy talking about black people, you don't even have that to even worry about. But this is what is going on in the real world. These are problems that you don't have because all of your problems are these imaginary black people that are creating problems in the world. It's not these millionaires and billionaires. All of your problems are about black people. But the biggest welfare queen is Elon Musk, who is looking for a bailout for this failing X stock. But you want to talk about people who are on Snap, but you never want to talk about Elon Musk, the trillionaire welfare queen. Never want to talk about that. The motherfucker with all of these pie in the sky ideas that he cannot enunciate. It's gonna be, it's gonna be fabulous. You're gonna have a robot, and then the robot is gonna, it's gonna do fabulous, and we're gonna put it up in the sky, and we're gonna have data centers, and the data center is gonna do the data center, and allegedly a fucking drug user, allegedly on a ketamine, selling you this pie in the sky bullshit that he cannot even enunciate. But you want to talk about black people being the problems, being the ills of the world, when the black people have been the actual creators of all the things. All of the things, the creators of all of the things, including the income of the United States of America, the actual income of the United States of America, when Elon Musk has not been the inventor of anything in the United States of America, but y'all want to bow down and kiss his ass, a white nationalist ass, the ass of someone who talks about apartheid Africa being his a favorite time of life, and you think somebody takes you seriously? You still live on the inventions that you don't even know that were created by African Americans because you're so stupid. As you listen to J.D. Vance, as you listen to, what's that other ghoul's name? Donald Trump, and what's the ghoul's name? Oh, what is the ghoul's name? The bat's name? Oh, what is his name? The ghoul. Oh, I can't believe I lost his name. I'm looking right at his face in my mind. The Nazi. The oh, what is his name? Who's over the deportations? Who says there must be 3 deportations a day? As you listen to these white nationalists tell you that white people created everything, there would be nothing in America if white people had not created it. Believe that, if you will, and tell me one thing that white people created in America, other than suffering and strife and theft. Tell me. Can someone tell me a white creation? Hmm? Other than those things? I'm waiting. I'm waiting. They did not create law, sweetheart. They did not create law. They did not create civilization. How can people in who were still living in caves create civilization when civilization was going on all around them? They did not create medicine. How could they create medicine when medicine was created all around them? When the earthly medicine was created all around them, they created pharmaceuticals to profit off of medicine. That they how the boat, are you serious? Are you serious? How did they create the boat when Africans had already visited the Americas? When uh your uh your dashing Christopher Columbus had discovered America, kind of like Ivanka Trump discovered this island over in the Mediterranean Sea. She discovered this island. Are you serious? Are you people serious? We did everything. We did everything. You happy? We did everything. I have an attitude problem. No, you have a problem with my attitude. How about that? You have a problem with my attitude. You have a problem with my confidence. How about that? You have a problem with my confidence. It is quite disturbing, I'd say. I thought I had taken that down. Okay, let's get into what I really wanted to talk about. Let's get into what I really wanted to talk about. Okay, I thought I had taken that down. Let's get into this. I just wanted to make sure you guys didn't forget where you get all of your ideas of MAGA manhood from. The likes of Andrew Tate is the markings of MAGA manhood, the meaning of what it means to be masculine for MAGA, the everything MAGA means in manhood. Where you sit up and listen to podcasts from the likes of Andrew and Tristan Tate as they sit up and tell you how to smut out women and how to abuse women. Yes, this is in and tis the total uh blueprint of the MAGA alpha male. So I just didn't want you to forget the representation of what the MAGA male is and what your dear leader has done to protect the alpha male. Let's not forget it. We will never forget the alpha male. So let's see what else uh, we don't want to forget about MAGA. We don't want to forget these things about MAGA.
Dramatically affected. We want, when they wake up in the morning, we want them to not want to go to work because they are increasingly viewed as the villains. We want their funding to be shut down so that the EPA can't do all of the rules against our energy industry because they have no bandwidth financially to do so. We want to put them in.
So how does that affect the EPA not having the bandwidth to do all the rules? How does that affect all of your lettuce, all of your food being checked, all of the explosive diarrhea that you're having across the country. This is Russell Vogt, who's over the OMG, Office of Management and Budget. This is what he was saying prior to the election. Now, Russell Vogt went before Congress. Russell Vogt also went before Congress. Russell Vogt is also one of the architects of Project 2025, of course. Russell Vogt is also a part of the Heritage Foundation, of course. So Russell Vogt sits and claws back money that Congress has already approved. And when Russell Vogt believes that this amount of money should not be spent, Russell Vogt does not send the money to where Congress says the money should go. Where the extra money goes, we don't know. We don't know. But because this is the administration of less regulation. So does the money go back to Congress? We don't know where the money goes. But Russell Vogt decides, not Congress. Even when Congress approved the money, we're not sure where that extra billions, millions of dollars goes. But Russell Vogt decides.
We should take action.
Yes. Thank you.
I'll yield back.
Gentleman yields back. The chair recognizes the gentlewoman from Massachusetts, Ms. Presley, for 5 minutes.
Director Vogt, I too I'm glad that you're leaving. Sadly, your harm will remain for generations to come. I have every reason to believe that history will judge you harshly, especially in that you were a key author of Project 2025. Again, implications that we'll be feeling for generations. Like this, $500 billion. Director Vogt, that's how much medical debt Americans hold. In fact, many families have medical debt over $50,000. Now, that may not be a lot of money to Republicans like Trump, who, quote, don't think about Americans' financial situation. But that is a lot of money for most people. This is debt people accumulated during the most challenging times in their lives, like battling cancer or recovering from an accident. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, under Biden, issued rules making sure that medical debt would not be reported on credit reports and put guardrails around how that debt can be collected. Common sense things, like companies not being able to come after you for bills you've already paid. Now, to be clear, these kinds of protections were supported by families throughout the country, Director Vogt, in rural communities, in urban communities, in suburban communities, and in Democratic and Republican districts. But Director Vogt, you took that away when you rescinded those rules. Director Vogt, give me one reason why companies should be able to harass cancer survivors to collect more than they owe for a medical bill.
Well, they shouldn't be able to harass, and we have laws on the books but the rules that we changed were specifically.
Give me one good reason. You rescinded the rule where medical debt would not have been reported
because the statute
on credit
didn't allow
reports.
it.
Give me what? You don't have one good reason. Moving on.
Literally
there is not one good reason. You claim, you avow that you are a self-proclaimed Christian nationalist. So I'm sure you spent some time in Sunday school.
That's a pejorative.
I'm sorry, did you happen upon a scripture that said, thou shalt make their neighbor poorer, hungrier, sicker, and less safe? That's actually what you've done. I didn't ask you to speak. This makes no sense. You are as incompetent as you are cruel and callous. Seriously, there are millions of families who have had to deal with an unexpected medical crisis, including yours, I'm sure. Because cancer and illness do not discriminate. They don't care how fat your wallet is or what your zip code is. Everyone has been faced with some unexpected crisis that interrupted their life and destabilized their financial future, carrying the burden of caregiving, carrying the burden of sleepless nights, carrying the burden of debt unpaid, medical bills. But what upsets me most, please look at me, what upsets me most is the shame that people carry about that debt. So let me be clear to families throughout the country. The only people who should be ashamed of medical debt is the Republican Party, because they have obstructed progress for affordable health care at every turn. And then they rescinded the rule that would have given you some relief.
Would the gentlelady yield?
I will not. This is my time.
Would the gentlelady yield?
I will not yield. This is my time. And he's on his way out the door, and he needs to know exactly the harm he has caused. But the American people deserve to know.
Talk about Obamacare.
I will not yield.
It's
Why are you
Ms.
speaking
Presley's
to me?
time.
Why are you speaking to me when I didn't yield to you? Direct your vote. You have gutted the CFP.
Just like a white man trying to interrupt a black woman when she has the floor and is digging in a white man's ass with facts and trying to bring up a black man off topic that has nothing to do with why Russell Vogt rescinded all of the claims that were being investigated by the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, the bureau that clawed back money that corporations had illegally taken from consumers, which had clawed back millions and billions, I think it was billions of dollars from corporations that had snuck in your account and had wrongly taken money from you without your knowledge, based upon claims that you didn't even know that you were allowed to get money back. If somebody had filed a claim and they saw that they had done this on a wide swath, they would not only give the money back to the person who filed the claim, they would give it back to all people concerned who the corporation had taken the money from in the same manner. If one person had filed a claim and they saw that they had taken the money in the same manner from 100 million people, all 100 million people would get the money back. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. But what Russell Vogt came in and did, he dropped all of the claims. What Elon Musk and Doge did, they came and shut down the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. You want to know why? Because there were a lot of claims against Tesla in the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, of course. You want to know why? This new financial firm that Elon Musk is talking about creating now, where he will be some type of banking entity that would have been overseen by the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Without the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, this new financial entity, this new banking entity that Elon Musk is talking about creating, trying to make a banking via Elon Musk entity so easy for you. It no longer has the pesky little Consumer Financial Protection Bureau to look out for you, the consumer, to make sure that his corporation doesn't sneak into your account and peddle away money from millions of people, making him billions of ill-gotten money. See, you take $2 or $3 from billions of people, what does that gain you? You ain't got to take much. But if you take a couple of dollars from billions of people, what does that gain you? That's how the game is played. And that's what the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau protected you against. Let's be real clear.
You have dropped settlements the CFPB brought against predatory companies that were supposed to provide relief to customers. $360 million to help people gone. Americans are in dire need of financial relief, but Trump and his co-conspirators his cult of co-conspirators are making life worse for everyday people, and I mean everyone, women, the disabled, young people, seniors, veterans, immigrants, and especially people of color who are most burdened by debt and predatory collection reporting practices. That is exactly why I introduced legislation to stop you from hurting people, like getting rid of consumer protections related to medical debt. The American public deserves better. They deserve better than you. They deserve a CFPB director who puts the consumer protection in this, who actually gives a damn, instead of attacking hardworking families who are financially trapped by Trump's reckless policies. Consumer protection should not be a partisan issue or a political game. You have dedicated your career to helping corporations get richer, making families sicker, hungrier,
Gentleman's time
poorer,
expired.
and less safe. And there
The chair
is
recognizes the
nothing
gentleman from
Christian
Tennessee,
about
Mr.
that.
Rose, for 5 minutes. Mr. Rose, you're recognized.
Thank you, Chairman Hill.
I guess y'all didn't know about that. I wonder why Russell Vogt is running out of the Office of Management and Budget so quickly. I guess they have torn down all of the guard rails that they wanted to tear down in Project 2025. Are you a rich voter? So what you're saying, you're a rich voter or you're a non-voter? Are you a rich non-voter or are you a rich voter? What are you saying? Are you a rich voter or are you a rich non-voter? If I'm a poor voter, are you a rich voter or are you a rich non-voter? Fuck out of here, stupid bitch. Okay. Let's continue. Where did I want to go? There is some the greatest threat to America. Now, you know, we had Pete Cagbreath sitting in front of the Senate asking for more money. Now, they gave him a great little runaround. They asked him some hard questions. But you know what happened afterwards? They gave him the money that he asked for in this failed war that he is waging, that he is in charge of. They actually gave him the money that he asked for. And then on Thursday, they did some little useless vote to end the war in Iran. Well, if you really wanted to end the war in Iran, you wouldn't have gave Pete Cagbreath the money to continue to fight the war in Iran when Pete Cagbreath has $1 trillion budget, when Pete Cagbreath claims that he is going to run out of money to fight the war in Iran on August 1st, and when at the same time, Pete Cagbreath claims that he still has over I forget the amount of money, billions of dollars that he has not allocated to spend, but he claims he's going to be broke on August 1st and have no money for munitions to do training, to pay our troops. We know he hasn't been feeding our troops since they've been over there. We've seen the petty meals. He doesn't give a fuck about feeding our troops since they've been over there. We already know that. So why are we giving Pete Cagbreath more money if we really want to end the war in Iran? See, this is the time when we need to pay attention to how these people are talking against how they are actually voting. Democrats and Republicans. Democrats and Republicans. Because some of this shit is just some of this is just a shit show and a show. Now, Thomas Massey is the only one who voted no for funding and no on the Republican side and no for continuing this war. I will say that on the Republican side. Now, we had Pete Kegbreath, who came and he was telling us what is the biggest threat to the U.S. Now, he's asking for money for a war. Now, if we're in the middle of a war, wouldn't you think that Iran was the biggest threat to the United States? We're in the middle of a war. Surely that is the biggest threat to the United States. It would have to be. This link will be in my description box under what is the threat. This is Ken Klippenstein, the greatest threat to America. Pete Kegbreath, in his wisdom, identified the greatest threat that our nation faces, as he told Congress on Tuesday. It is not nuclear weapons, nor is it China. It is not Iran, Russia, or North Korea. It is not Cuba or any other country rising or falling. It is not drugs. It is not terrorism. It is not Islam. It is not Antifa or the political left or immigration or migration or anything relating to people. It is not cybersecurity or the smartphone, artificial intelligence, killer robots, or weapons. It is not anything related to health or in Hexeth arsenal laziness or or in Hexeth arsenal laziness or appearance. It is not an asteroid or some other extinction event. It is not overpopulation or a pandemic, nor biotechnology technology in nature. It is not climate change, of course, and nor war itself. It is in his eternal quest to remind everyone in his eternal quest to remind everyone there's a dumber official than Sebastian Gorka. Somehow, the Secretary of War testified under oath that the greatest threat to America is not giving the Pentagon more money. Not funding the department at a 1.5 trillion, I believe, is the greatest threat that our nation faces, he told the Senate. The $1.5 trillion figure refers to the record budget sought by the military. You read that right. The Pentagon is seeking a whopping 40% increase over the last year's budget that already tops $1 trillion. War is hell, and hell of a good business, that is. All of World War II, all of it from 1941 to 1945 cost the United States an estimate of 4.5 trillion in today's inflation adjusted dollars. Hexaf wants to spend even more than that over the next 4 years, not to fight World War III, mind you. That will require a supplemental budget. Hexaf now has his hand in America's pocket, trying to fish our wallet out. And by all appearances, Congress, with its powers of the purse, is going along. Democrat Congressman Adam Smith, the ranking member on the committee overseeing the Pentagon, commended any calls to defend the Department of War this week. The Democrat Socialists of America, in their platform in Defund the Department of Defense, Smith complained during the nearly hour-long interview with Crystal Ball of Breaking Point. Smith continued, "I believe that we do need to have a Department of Defense. We need to support our troops. We have national security threats that we have to be prepared to deal with." All right. And with all of this, a bonanza buy, a military 40% larger, 40% more planes, ships, tanks, etc. The answer is even more obscure than you can imagine, for the HEXF vision isn't even a major increase in the size. The most powerful military in the world, with every dazzling weapon and innovation you could imagine, just wants more. It wants more weapons, the business end, bombs, missiles, drones, and on and on and on, to be able to bomb Iran, Cuba, China forever and never run out. Now, let's be real about it. They just don't want more weapons, because what they are doing, what they see now is they no longer need all of those expensive weapons that they have been using in the past. They are going down to the cheap weapons. They now that see that, as in Ukraine has been winning wars against Russia with these cheaper drones. And who's in the drone business? Who's in the Defense Department business now? The Trump boys, who are defense contractors now, making cheap drones. Eric and Donald Jr., who are going to be making billions in defense contracts. The Trump boys, and they're going to be making plenty of money. What weapons are made cheaper and quicker? Drones. What weapons are they using more effectively in war now? Drones. What autonomous drones? They have just started using autonomous ships in waters, doing strikes in Iran. Do you think that they are about to continue to advance these drones that are water drones? So do you think that they are, I'm sure they are still going to have missiles and all of these other things that take years to create. But do you think that they are going to continue to put as much into these big missiles and all of these things that they are going to put into the hands of the Trump boys? Huh? Do you think the Trump boys are going to become the new Lockheed Martin? Okay. I'm just curious. I'm just curious. Do you think the 40%, a lot of that 40% more money that is going to into your military is going to into the pockets of the Trump family? Let me see. Where was I? Where was I? If you don't believe it, you might want to believe it. Todd Harrison, a defense budget expert at the American Enterprise Institute, calls a spade a spade. This is not all a strategic driven budget. This is a budget driven budget, Harrison said in one of his interviews, excoriating the $1.5 trillion budget. The budget buys The budget buys newer nuclear weapons and next generations of bombs, submarines, and ground basic ICBMs. ICBMs. The budget buys 6th generations airplanes and the next generation of one-way attack drones. The budget pays the troops more, it pays the consultants more, it pays more research, pays more budget specialists, and even auditors. But in the end, it does not anticipate all. It does not anticipate all any of the resulting in more of anything. Not more than any prudently planned investment, right? Not more nuclear weapons, not more bombers, fighters, or ships. No more soldiers, even. Not more soldiers, even. Each individual item perpetually gets so expensive that fewer are purchased. So the Army and Marine Corps won't get bigger, nor will the Air Force or the Navy. The nuclear arsenal will stay the same size. In other words, this 40% higher military budget will not result in a 40% larger military. The one thing that will be new will be the drones. Did I not just say that? The next generation of one-way laundering autonomous weapons, autonomous, which means they will go out and just do all of the killing. No human hand will have to touch the killing. We didn't do it. The drone did it. A next generation of one-way laundering drone autonomous weapons will be purchased. Drones, mini missiles, and robots. The budget request asks for a mini boggling $54 billion into a single line item for the Defense Autonomous Warfare Group, DAWG. Isn't that I think that's how I think that's how I think that's how I think that's how the dog town spell their I think that's how the dog pound spell their DAWG. I think that's how they spell it. The welfare group dog. But even there, how do you get to 1.5 trillion overall in a otherworldly and arithmetic formula? You can see why the Pentagon has never passed an audit. I agree that the Pentagon budget presents the greatest threat to America, but not in the sense that Hegseth means. So there you have it. The Pentagon has big plans to tear up the world and has no way of accounting all of this money that they want to actually put into the Pentagon. Have no rhyme or reason, but have a good story that they want to tell you about why they need to have the ability to kill a lot of people. So this is in Show Me the Money. You can read this article it's in my description box under Show Me the Money. Because Pete Kegbreath is always looking for more money. Go in my description box. It is the link under Show Me the Money. Now, there is something else, I think. Hold on. Let me see. I think I already read this to you. Marco Rubio is very, very dangerous. Now, I also want to discuss with you about this lettuce scare. Now, we know that this Republicans are always talking about less regulations. How has fewer regulations worked out for you when it has come to regulating your food? Some of you may not be aware. Some of you think, well, I don't eat a Taco Bell. So this lettuce scare hasn't affected me. Well, you may want to make yourself aware because for the piddly sum of a $1 million donation to your president's reelection campaign, uh, a single cell pathogen virus has been allowed to erupt the intestines and bowels of people across the country, especially the Midwest, via Taylor Farms. Now, let me see if I can read this. I don't have my glasses with me. Now, this what you may not know is Taylor Farms is also over a whole lot of these organic brands that you people who think that you are highbrow eating. Oh, I only shop at Whole Foods. I only eat organic this, that, and the other, and you just eating some shit that was priced higher and sold to Whole Foods and has organic labels on it. So let's see which other labels and are included under this Taylor Farm. Here's spring mix organics. If you eat this brand, sold at 365 Whole Foods. Here is. I just want to give you this information. Here is market side sold at Walmart. Classic iceberg salad for you people who are too lazy to get a head of lettuce and chop it up. Think you're doing something. Buying a bag of fucking chopped up shit that you don't know if it's been processed on a dirty ass table because you're too lazy to chop up lettuce. Of all things, chopping up lettuce. And don't know if the conveyor belt has mold. Don't know if the people who are processing it just came from the toilet and got pee on their hands from shaking their peter. And don't know if they didn't wipe their dirty coochie and didn't wash their hands and didn't touch the dirty doorknob and came right back out and just toss your salad into this bag. I don't know what to tell you. Here goes organic. This is butter lettuce, simply truth organic, which is sold at Kroger because you're too highbrow to cut your own lettuce. There's this organics, romaine heart leaves, sold at Safeway, and Greenwise. Sold at Publix. No, bitch. Fuck you for saying fuck me in my chat, bitch. Bye. Okay, let's continue. So there's that Greenwise sold at Publix, and here's simply Nature, which is sold at Aldi. The spring mix. It may have uh it may have your bowels springing off the back of your toilet seat because you may have bubble guts that is springing out of your anus. Spring mix. What is this? This is what is that? Good and Gather organic. Organic. Good and Gather sold at Target. There you go. since you can't be good and gather your own lettuce. Earthbound Farms. See, these big corporations are paying. They're paying to have access to Trump. Now, there have been over 3,000 people who have lost their jobs to monitor for this particular parasite. So with a $1 million donation to Trump, Taylor Farms has been able to get rid of 3 million workers that monitor for this parasite. Because less regulations, and you do me a good one, and I do you a good one. So at the what did that cost? What did that cost? HEB lettuce, shredded iceberg lettuce from HEB. Trader Joe's lettuce. Oh, I just love Trader Joe's. Oh, I just love Trader Joe's. Oh, I don't shop at those regular grocery stores. I only go to Trader Joe's. I love Trader Joe's too, though. Okay. The corporation veil has officially dropped. Your choice at the grocery store is nothing but a carefully crafted illusion, masking the reality that a single industrial giant quietly controls the food on your plate, making sure you're following it. Make sure you follow us so you'll never get sick. Let me see. Regardless if the explosive diarrhea parasite truly started at Taylor Farms or not, the system was just exposed in a huge way. And I am here for it. The illusion of consumer choice has officially shattered at the grocery store checkout line. We wandered down the produce aisle, carefully selected between the artisanal labels, organic branding, and budget-friendly house lines, completely blind to the fact that we are participating in a beautifully orchestrated corporate masquerade behind the vibrant, compelling logo lies singular truth, the exact same green fields of a single industrial titan. Taylor Farms fill almost every bag. This is no longer just about lettuce. It is a chilling exposure of a deeply consolidated system where competitors, where competition is artificial. Corporate giants operate in absolute secrecy, and the power of the everyday consumer has been quietly reduced to a careful manufactured lie. Beyond that, you will see a significant price difference for the same exact lettuce across every single one of these stores. For instance, the Whole Foods private label brand of lettuce is almost 60% more expensive than the Walmart private label brand of lettuce. Yet it is the exact same lettuce. So I am going to put this link in my description box under. It would be in the link under Taylor Foods. How about that? I was going to put it under Bubble Guts. I'm going to put it's under Bubble Guts. It's in the description box under Bubble Guts. How about that? This is more factual. Let's keep it a buck. If you didn't know about that, now you know. There's been a new outbreak of the bubble guts. Let me share this with you. Your government now. Your who which department? The was it the EPA? I think it was the EPA had a test that actually spotted this. There was a positive test for this, but then Taylor Farms went to them and said, "Hey, don't put that test out. You this test would ruin us." And then the EPA came out and said, "Oh no, that was a false positive. Everybody, don't get upset. That was a false positive, when in fact it was a positive positive." And they never alerted the public. Did you know your government was doing this? When they had the positive test and they never warned the people. Did you know your government was doing this? But Taylor Farms is all right and continue to let you eat this lettuce when they knew that this lettuce was contaminated. Because do you know what this strain of bacteria comes from? It comes from feces, human feces. Human feces. Yes. That's the only thing it comes from. Human feces. Yes. Let's keep it real simple. And your food supplier knew about this. And your government knew about this. Had a positive. And they kept it a secret. And once they found the positive testing, they kept it a secret and then said, "Oh no, that was a false positive." How's your belly feeling? Your belly feeling okay? Let's hear this. A new outbreak of the bubble guts. Let me turn the volume on.
FDA is now investigating a second cyclospora outbreak. On its website, the FDA has identified a new outbreak with 72 cases of explosive diarrhea. This outbreak is separate and apart from the Taylor Farms related outbreak, the shredded lettuce from central Mexico. Now, this latest outbreak is also located in and around the Midwest. Hardest hit areas include states like Michigan. The FDA says it has initiated what is called a traceback to determine the cause of this new outbreak. So far, there are over 4,000 laboratory confirmed cases of cyclosporasis, and they're investigating over 7,000 more. The growth, to say the least, has been explosive. Now, Mexico, by the way, on the whole Taylor Farms outbreak, says that there is no evidence to suggest that lettuce sourced from Mexico caused the outbreak in the United States, but we still need more information. It's not uncommon to actually have multiple outbreaks of this type of parasite. What's uncommon is the amount of cases we're seeing. So more updates for you soon. Follow for more. There is a new explosive diarrhea outbreak in the United States of America. The FDA is now investigating a second cyclospora outbreak. On its website, the FDA has identified a new...
Okay, yes, it's under the FDA. The FDA had the positive test. I said this. I think I said the CDC. No, it was the FDA. They had the positive testing. And then they came back and said, "No, that was a false positive." Now, let's see any more. Robert Reich. All of this is under, all of these links you will be able to find in my description box under Bubble Guts. Y'all vote? Did y'all vote for this, Trumpers? Y'all voted for this? Did y'all vote for this? But you got it. The bubble guts. Taylor Farms parent company has given $2.2 million to GOP PACs this election cycle. Word. That includes $1 million to Trump's owned PAC. Just 6 days after the FDA delayed new food tracing requirements last year. Money in politics is sickening. No pun intended. Investigations are ongoing, but just 4 corporations control 54% of the fresh cut salad industry, including Taylor Fresh Foods. Market concentration, more pricing power, higher profits, more spending on lobbying and campaign donations, more deregulation. Isn't that the favorite word of Republican politicians? Promising you more deregulation. See the dangers of monopolization. Taylor Farms spin big on MAGA and anti-regulatory lobbying before diarrhea outbreak. This says. Okay, let's move on. RFK Jr.'s CDC reportedly scaled back foodborne disease tracking last year, removing Glycospora from mandatory reporting. RFK Jr. removed Glycospora from mandatory reporting. The CDC also lost roughly 3,000 employees since 2025. Now, a Glycospora outbreak has sickened thousands across 34 states. Make America healthy again. This link as well will be in my description box. You can peruse it at your leisure. You can share it with a friend or not. Or you can pretend like I'm lying. You can pretend like I don't know what I'm talking about. You can pretend like make America healthy again. Trump is the best president of all time. You Republicans are winning. Make America great again. Or you can shat some diarrhea all over the information if you want. I'm just giving you the information. What is this? Do I have one more for you? Oh, but also, your president is doing something that I'm pretty sure that many of you MAGA voters will also love. He's making sure that the uneducated stay uneducated. So he's making sure that you will not be able to get a student loan if they project whatever you're going to school for, that you will earn less your degree. There is something that you don't need a degree for. You could earn more in a job that you don't need a degree for. Say for instance, if you wanted a degree in teaching, but you can make more money being a plumber. But being a plumber is hard work, backbreaking work. You have to deal with a lot of feces and things, and dig ditches and tunnels and all of that stuff. Maybe you don't want to work with feces and things like that. But hey, if you make more money being a plumber, so therefore, your president is making it possible, starting as early as next year, that you will not be able to get a federal loan to go to school. If what you're going to school for, you will be able to get a job in something that makes more than what you are going to school to get a degree for. Did you know that? Did you know that? So, who will be teaching your children? Hmm? Hmm? There's no talk about increasing the pay of teachers ever, 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 never, ever, ever. And also, uh, and speaking of that, they're talking about closing down the Department of Education, and one of the big things that the Department of Education does is make sure that the civil rights of students is not trampled over, and they are imperative in the meeting the needs of special education students. So the Trump administration has a novel idea of how to take care of the special education students. They want to split those students up uh, between the Department of what? The Department of Justice and the Department of Health and Human Services. Can you imagine? Uh, did your children's your special needs children are going to be in the care of Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and Todd Blanche, the protector of the Epstein file, and a fool who doesn't believe in vaccination, and who has let all of these diseases go unchecked. Welcome to Trump world. Welcome to Trump world. Okay, just in case you didn't know that as well.
From the federal government. But here's the thing. In some states, like Florida, for example, this could compromise teachers.
Hold on. Let me start this over. Oh, I gotta start it over with sound. Half of you guys are special needs yourself, so you don't care about what happens to your children, I know.
Putting out a new rule that will fundamentally change higher education and make it nearly impossible for many Americans to get college degrees of their choosing. And you need to know what's about to happen because the Department of Education is rolling out a new accountability test for universities across the country. And the test is simple. If an undergraduate program's graduates don't earn more than workers who never went to college, then that program could be cut off from student loans from the federal government. But here's the thing. In some states, like Florida, for example, this could compromise teachers' ability to get student loans. Plenty of liberal arts degrees as well could struggle to qualify for student loans. What they're essentially saying is that the federal government should not underwrite your degree anymore if you can make more money by not getting that degree, by essentially not going to college. And so this rule, which the Department of Education is pushing forward very quickly, will fundamentally change the way students operate in colleges. And it'll start happening as soon as early next year. Follow for more. The Trump administration is putting out a new rule that will fundamentally change higher education and make it nearly impossible for many Americans to get college degrees of their choosing. And you need to know what's about to happen because the Department of Education is rolling out a new accountability test for universities.
Okay, let me see what you guys have to say. A dumb answer. They may be trying to prevent fraud, so therefore that makes sense. So therefore that makes it make sense because you're stupid. They might be trying to prevent fraud, so it makes sense because you're stupid. Oh my God. Mm-hmm. I mean, I thought I was speaking very plain English. Thank you, two ply Cly, two PLCY 7. I don't. I'm not sure what that means. Two PLCY 7. How can you prove all of this? Sometimes things just happen. You can't stop it. Prove all of what? How can I prove all of what? Sometimes things just happen. Sometimes older people may have problems cutting lettuce. You don't have to cut lettuce. You can tear lettuce. You don't have to cut lettuce. You can tear lettuce. How about that? I heard about the billions of dollars that disappeared from heard about the billions of dollars that are disappearing under the Trump administration. I've heard. Did you hear about that, Carol? Carol, have you heard about the billions of dollars that are disappearing from the Treasury under the Trump administration? Have you heard about that? Have you heard about the billions of dollars that have disappeared from the Trump meme coin? Huh? Carol, have you heard about the billions of dollars that won't have to be repaid from people that Trump have pardoned, and the billions of dollars that they will not have to repay in restitution because they have been pardoned from by Trump? Have you heard about that, Carol? Carol, have you heard about that, Carol? These people who were convicted of crimes, including fraud. Carol, have you heard of that? Huh, Carol? Carol, have you heard of that? Carol, have you heard of that? Let's continue. I guess Carol hasn't heard of that. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Let's see where we are in the war. Since Carol wants to play dumb, and I don't want to play dumb with a dummy. Let me get back on topic of what I really want to talk about. There are some things that I saw in my YouTube crossings that I wanted to share with you guys. Okay, here we go. Now, Ba'amam Strait has been closed by the Houthis. Now, to Saudi Arabia, tanker ships have been bombed by the Houthis as well. Now, this has been considered, quite a big deal. I guess they assumed that they weren't serious about the Bahamam Strait being closed, because this is quite serious, because that was the only outlet to get oil
to Saudi Arabia,
of which the United States gets 45%. You know how they always talk about, oh, we don't get oil from the Hormuz Strait anyway. Well, we get some from the Saudi Arabia, who use the Bahamam Strait.
and tankers have been destroyed in the Bab el Mandab Strait. Let me repeat that. 2 Saudi Arabian tankers have been destroyed in the Bab el Mandab Strait. The Houthis in Yemen making good on their threat that if the United States struck Iran again, the Bab el Mandab Strait would be closed down to Saudi Arabian tankers. And Yemen announced that it hit 2 Saudi tankers. We have video of that. I'll show you it in a moment. Also, in the Strait of Hormuz, Iran was able to strike yet another tanker there, and then 3 tankers that were trying to use the route that the United States is telling tankers to use, not the IRGC route. They turned around when they saw that Iran destroyed this other tanker. Earlier, Donald Trump announced yet another day of strikes against Iran. The Houthis in Yemen were ready. Iran was ready, and Iran struck back hard. There are currently strikes taking place in Kuwait and in other U.S. bases in the region. And of course, there was the incident I just described in the Bab el Mandab Strait. We see the price of crude now at $95 a barrel. It shot up about.
Now, that was yesterday afternoon. By this morning, crude prices are over $100 a barrel.
$2 when we learned about those 2 Saudi tankers that were shot by the Houthis in Yemen. I believe, as I've been saying now for a long time, I probably sound like a broken record, we will be at $100 a barrel very soon. Here is the Yemeni,
and very soon is now,
Armed Forces spokesperson announcing the execution of this special operation. 2 tankers, one named Mansella, the other Lalia, were both struck by the Houthis. These were Saudi Arabian tankers. Let me show you video footage of what that looked like. Let's play it. This has been confirmed by multiple other sources. Also, the IRGC announced 3 oil tankers incited and lured by the United States were attempting to pass through a mine-laden route in the southern part of the Strait of Hormuz. After a severe explosion and fire on one of them, the other 2 quickly turned around and retreated. Here we see some smoke plumes rising near the Ali al-Salam base in Kuwait after Iran continues to pummel these U.S. bases, which are essentially defenseless, as the U.S. has run out or has been running low on its interceptors. That's why we've been seeing the U.S. moving a lot of its equipment to Israel right now. They still have an Iron Dome there. The U.S. bases in the Arab nations where a lot of our troops on really don't have effective interceptors at this point. Iran's been able to also strike those early detection radar systems. More footage right here of the Ali al-Salam Air Base in Kuwait. You see the smoke there. Now, the United States airstrikes today apparently.
But you hear Pete Kegbreath tells you we're going to show them that we are the strongest military in the world, and we're going to show them we are the fiercest war fighters, and you're going to show them that you're running on your heels. That's what you're showing them. that you have depleted all of your munitions, all of your what am I trying to think of? You have depleted all of your anti missile defense weapons. That's what you're showing them. That's what you're showing them. You're showing them that you don't even have the common sense to evacuate your soldiers when you have nothing to defend your soldiers. Thus, these soldiers were struck in a military base in Jordan because you didn't evacuate the soldiers. And then when the soldiers died and you come before Congress, you didn't even have the decency to show respect to the soldiers. You just came with this false bravado in a dummy talk and in asking for more money. You dumb ass.
Focused on a border crossing between Iraq and Iran, where there were numerous civilians. There are reports of casualties right now. We will continue to see what's going on there. Let me show you the scene as the United States struck a border crossing that had civilians, the Iraq and Iran border crossing. You see photos right here. So let's play this clip.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن عليا ولي الله أشهد أن عليا ولي الله نرضى والسلام.
Now, I'll share with you what's going on right now in Yemen, just to give you a sense of the dynamic in Yemen. A large part of Yemen, Sana'a, the capital, controlled by the Houthis. That's by the Bab el-Mandab Strait. The Houthis are aligned with Iran. The government of Yemen that's recognized, though, by the international community is not the Houthis. It is a Saudi-backed
two-ply CY7. Why are you arguing with Carol? Why are you even bothering to address Carol when Carol set her ass up here and she's not saying anything about Donald Trump saying that Americans are not smart enough to go to the best universities in the United States. Therefore, they must bring 600,000 Chinese students to American colleges, and you're going back and forth with her about saying what Democrats are giving immigrants. Are you really going back and forth with motherfuckers talking about what Democrats are doing with immigrants? And the bitch is silent about her own president saying that Americans are not smart enough to go to the best colleges in the United States. Therefore, they must bring over 600,000 Chinese students to go to the best colleges in the United States. Don't argue with these dumb MAGA liars. These motherfuckers who don't see and hear what their own MAGA president are saying to them about their own ignorance. Don't play into their deaf ignorance as he is dismantling the education of American students. Don't play into their ignorance. That's why that bitch is out of my chat.
Government right there. And so there's currently fighting breaking out right now between the Saudi-backed government and the Houthis. We have footage of that. You should also know, layer on top of that, that Pakistan entered into a defense alliance with Saudi Arabia recently, where Pakistan is obligated to defend Saudi Arabia from attacks. So one of the things that Pakistan was saying that it was offering Saudi Arabia was protection against the Houthis in Bab el-Mandab. So that didn't happen. So we'll follow what's going on there, because this is becoming a massive regional war. And as the United States security umbrella fails, that's one of the reasons that Donald Trump, in my view, has now allowed Saudi Arabia to have access to nuclear material and nuclear enrichment, because that's the art of the deal. When your security umbrella fails and Saudi Arabia does quid pro quos with you got to pay him some way. Same thing with the United Arab Emirates, right? Security umbrella failing, Dubai, Abu Dhabi. What do they get? They get the semiconductor chips, the classified semiconductor chips that we would never otherwise give. And they're obviously going to give that to China. That's how we can.
China can never get our chips. We can never give our chips to China. But what's happening now with these beloved chips? They're going straight to China. China could never get our chips. We can never let China get our chips. Remember that?
Pathetic Donald Trump is. Let me show you these intense clashes going on right now between the Yemeni armed forces and the forces loyal to Saudi Arabia. Major fighting breaking out in Yemen right now. Let's play it. I've got more footage of that as well. Let's play it.
This link is from the Midas Touch. It is in my description box. The link is in my description box under the title, Yemen Hits 2 Tankers. It is about to get a real sketchy for the United States, as we have around 40 days of our strategic reserve gas. And this morning, gas is over $100 a barrel. The national average of gas is over $4 a gallon. And if you are paying less than $4 a gallon, don't be stupid. I said the national average. I don't want to hear, well, it's only $3.59. Where that, if you don't know what national average is, I don't care to hear from you, because you're dumb. The national average of gas is over $4 a gallon. So there's that. And if you do not have a solar powered generator, I have some suggestions in my on my main page. Not if you're watching on a phone, and if you are watching on a phone, tap your screen twice to like this video. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. But if you watch on a regular YouTube channel, there are some suggestions of some solar powered generators. There are some suggestions of some containers where you can preserve you some clean drinking water, where your water will not get contaminated. The average person needs around, I believe it's 6 gallons of water per day. Yes, we're getting to that stage. If you don't understand we're getting to that stage, we're getting to that stage. But your for-profit media is not telling you these things. Your for-profit media is not letting you know that America is about to run out of gas. Your for-profit media is not reminding you how it was in the 70s when you were limited to a certain amount of gallons of gas you could buy per day. You were limited to what day you could even purchase gas. You had to sit in lines for hours to get to the gas pump, to be limited on how many gallons you could buy per day. Your for-profit media is acting like we're in a la-la land, because the owners of your for-profit media are all well and set, because they have their billionaire bunkers, and they are not concerned with any of these things. Are you prepared though? Do you have a stash of food? Do you have some personal protection? Do you have a supply of things that you will need to put into your personal protection? Or do you think that you are going to be able to go out and buy boxes and boxes of things to put into your personal protection? Because during times of trials, should we say, there are limits of how many boxes of, should we say, insertions of that you put in your personal protections. Usually they limit the number of boxes of things that you can put into your personal protection. You may be able to buy one box of things that you put in your personal protection. So don't think that, oh, I can go out and buy a case of things to put in my personal protection, when you can buy one box with 12 insertions to put into your personal protection. Are you ready to protect your home, your family, your life, yourself? Oh, I didn't think of that. Because my for-profit media is bombarding me with bullshit about summer fairs and summer fest and all of this bullshit. As the mega owners of all of these alleged news channels are well prepared to hunker down. Well, we see these billionaires are okay with a lot of you not being around when they come out of their bunkers anyway. Okay. So this link is in my description box. Let's go a little bit further.
Meanwhile, the Wall Street Journal is reporting 150 medical personnel have arrived in recent days at the Landstuhl Regional Medical Center in Germany. Why? Because there are a lot of casualties taking place that the Trump regime continues to cover up. The Wall Street Journal reports that in addition, the U.S. is surging forces, medics, and weaponry to the Middle East to give President Trump more muscular military options. That's what they're calling it, as he considers expanding the conflict against Iran. In the past week, special operation.
Okay, so there's more medical personnel going to the Middle East to handle the wounded in this this war of choice for no good reason that has been given to the American people. Let's continue. Let me see.
Okay, there's a lot going on right now, and I want to keep you informed. This is the headline. Dow futures fall 300 points as Alphabet and Tesla slide. U.S. oil tops 90. So basically, markets are going down. We had bad earnings reports from a couple.
This is old. That's not the one I want.
2 Saudi Arabian tankers have been destroyed in the Bab el-Mandab Strait. Let me repeat that.
One second. That's not the one I want. I want the one where he's telling you that oil prices are over $100. I apologize. I think this is...
So you have a major scare and sell-off in the markets today, and I want to show you guys what's going on. This is the headline then. Dow drops 500 points as Brent crude surges above 100. So oil's up, stocks are down. Alphabet and Tesla tank. And in fact, Tesla was down huge. It was like 15%. It was massive. And then also you had Google going down. In fact, I guess when you add it all up, Magnificent Seven lose $797 billion as AI skeptics dump tech stocks. Those are your biggest companies in the world. Basically, they're all investing in AI, etc. And people are starting to question that. Trump to slap sweeping new tariffs on 60 trade partners as global duties expire. And this is just coming out just a few minutes ago. So it's almost like they're trying to purposely crash everything as on a daily basis. It's like, what new whacked out stuff do we have going on today? Elon then is going to try to convince you that things are great.
In around 5 years.
In 5 years?
Roughly 5 years is my guess. So there really won't be anything that AI can't do better than humans, apart from being human, perhaps.
At a more prosaic level.
In about 5 years. There's not anything that AI won't be able to do better than humans, other than being human, that is.
He hasn't, what did he tell you? He told you absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. All of that stuttering and stammering to say absolutely nothing. To give you zero projections of something in about 5 years. He said that about that sports car that he took actual deposit for. That has never come out. It will be coming out in 2 or 3 years. That has never come out. And here we are 5 or 6 years later. The sports car that has never come out. I don't even think he gave the deposits back. Now he's saying 5 years for his great AI. He's giving you no details, but he's telling you it's supposed to be greater than humans at everything except for being human. And look at these interviewers that sit up here and suck up this slop and don't just pick up that notepad and kick him in the ass and throw him out the studio and act as if he has said something so profound like, Elon, let me wrap my mind around this, because Elon, are you telling me that it would be that great, Elon? Instead of saying, what the fuck are you talking about, bitch? The fuck is going to be greater than humans other than being human? What is it going to do? She's going to try to take this dumb shit seriously. And we're supposed to take this bitch seriously.
What will life be like?
The most likely outcome is an age of amazing abundance, where anyone can have anything they can think of. This may sound preposterous, but well, here we are in 2026. Let's see where we stand in 2036. Now, of course, there are things that could derail this, like a massive global thermonuclear war or something like that.
Right? Unless there's some sort of crazy war.
We'll have we'll have amazing abundance, but of course there could be things that derail this. What could be a thing that derailed this? What do you think the thing that could derail this? But he's talking about a massive abundance with a smile on his face. He's not worried about anything that would derail this, because whatever derails this will not affect these billionaires, but it's going to affect you. All of this massive abundance, do you think that the common man fits into all of this abundance? When have you ever fit into the abundance of any of this? As they sock up all of your land, as they plug into your electricity grid, and billionaires increase the cost of your electricity, your utilities, as they ruin your well water and make you have to pay for this. When has the regular man been included in any of the abundance of any of this AI and the building out of this AI in any way, shape, or form? So what makes you think that the everyday man is going to figure into the abundance of all of this AI greatness? But do you think that the great mishaps of that may occur? Do you think that the regular man will be figured into the, oh well, oops, oh that was a mishap, oops, we wiped out all of mankind, except for the billionaire mankinds that had the money to hunker down in their bunkers, and now the world is ours. Who do you think is going to survive in these oops experiences of this AI? That who do you think? What's life gonna be like, Elon? What is life going to be like? Bitch, you're 90. Life is gonna be like a whole 6 feet of dirt in your face, bitch. That's what life is gonna be like for you, bitch.
Anyone can have anything they can think of. This may sound preposterous, but well, here we are in 2026. Let's see where we stand in 2036. Now, of course, there are things that could derail this, like a massive.
But here we are in 2026. Let's see where we stand in 2036. Well, Elon, dear, that's 10 years from now. You just previously said it would be 5 years from now, but now we have to wait 10 years from now. Did you see that? A sleight of hands? He initially said 5 years from now. Now is let's see where we stand 10 years from now. Did the ketamine crank up a little bit, and we weren't supposed to see that 5 years went to 10 years? You still have no answers, and we are supposed to believe that X is worth $1 trillion. We are supposed to believe that this hype that you're hyping up is supposed to be worth $1 trillion, and you have nothing to offer. Oh, but you don't have to have anything to offer, because you and your trillionaire and your billionaire buddies have the ability to go into our 401k and our pension plans and to put them up on the market for these fucking IPOs that have nothing to offer but loss.
Global thermonuclear war or something like that.
Right? Unless there's some sort of crazy war. But seriously, that's what we're facing right now. And plus, you just got lunacy at the top, right? We talk about this all the time on the channel. Will the Tesla fluffers face reality? This was actually the headline in the Wall Street Journal today. Reality bites Elon Musk and his Tesla SpaceX believers. Shares of Tesla tumble around 15%, and then you had SpaceX fallen 50% from its highs. So if you bought at the top, you've lost half.
What CEO Elon Musk had to say on the company's CapEx plans.
We should be spending on CapEx as fast as we can spend, as fast as we can, without it being too wasteful. So we're not trying to aim for like some extremely high efficiency capital spend, because that would slow things down. So it's a balance between like how much sort of capital efficiency versus time.
Guys, we got to hurry. We got to beat the competition. Let's spend all our money on AI that may never work. And this is where we're at, and Wall Street's evaluating it. Should we keep pumping up the lie? Basically,
the stock's down a lot. Biggest drop since June of last year. We went into this with Wall Street saying
the stocks is down a lot, 50%. And here you have this fat fuck is going to sit on here and tell you why you should keep pumping money into it. Now, when the stock dies, I hope they still have this fat fuck on here telling you why it was good for you to continue to keep pumping money in here. See, these are the motherfuckers who keep you dumb motherfuckers into continuing to keep pumping up a billionaire who has nothing but word salads of nothingness to sell to you. Based on oh, he's the greatest person. Oh, that's Elon. You have to believe in the nothingness that he's giving you.
You want to see Tesla spend. They are. Why the negative reaction?
Well, they like to see the companies, Wall Street likes to see companies spend, but they don't like companies that spend. And look, Tesla has never been a car story. It's always been a technology company story, an AI story. And, Wall Street has to continue to go back and forth with evaluating that. And the whole, the upcoming drivers for the company are its autonomous technology, its robotaxi, the Optimus robots, and evolving to a physical AI company. And how you evaluate that. And it also takes a lot of capital. And it probably is going to take, and like Elon just said, they want to spend as much as they can smartly,
yes.
But they are also competing.
That is the question right there. Does this sound like a good investment to you? Guys, it's not a car company. It's like AI and robotics, and it's all about spending as much as it takes to beat your competitors. And then it's not just Tesla. It's like many companies in the market are doing that right now. We're spending all this money on AI. He's going to say, guys, it's not a car company. I would argue, yeah, you're correct. Tesla, SpaceX, these companies are basically stock pumping companies, just like Enron. So there's that.
Some way to sort of, say like, listen, guys, we're going to focus on 5 to 10 year or longer time horizon investments. This will depress our short-term earnings, but if you take a long-term view, and there are investors, we have many investors that do take a long-term view. In fact, I'm a big fan of the retail investors. In fact, I find our retail investors, on balance, they're very insightful and have very long-term views.
So in other words, Elon Musk is looking forward to dumping on dumb money. That's basically what it ends up being. Oh, I love retail investors. They buy our crap. Wow, fantastic. And you can see a little bit more here.
In the same way that if you had a vastly more, if the difference in intelligence between AI and humans is vastly greater than the difference in intelligence between AI and chimpanzees, it's hard to imagine that the chimpanzees would be in charge.
I'm really struck by this.
And we are essentially an evolved form of chimpanzee. So it wasn't that long ago that we're swinging through the trees, eating bananas in the jungle. And we still eat bananas.
You said there was a 10 to 20% chance of killer robots wiping out humanity.
Yes.
So you sounded worried then. Now you seem very relaxed about it. Have you changed your view?
I still think there's risk associated with AI and robots. It's not zero. I guess I've come to my sort of philosophical conclusion is to look on the bright side. I can't see any way to really stop this incredible momentum of AI and robots. And at times I sort of think, well, perhaps, even if there was a stop button, we probably shouldn't press it because
he has no more ideas. He has no more grift. He has nothing. So now he is all or nothing. This is his final grift.
Because the most likely outcome is incredible abundance for all.
I guess according to Elon,
because some people have so little faith in themselves. Some people have so little faith in themselves and their own abilities that they have bought into this transhumanism. that if they can combine themselves with technology, you know, the shit that Peter Thiel is teaching and preaching, if they can combine technology to part of their bodies, they can live forever and they can be the supreme being. No, they have bought. People have bought into this bullshit.
We have to keep going down this path because we're all going to be rich. And they're talking about whether or not we're going to wipe out humanity. So this is where we're at with the Elon in the bubble. It's as dumb as it sounds. One of the fluffers, Matt, he says, every 6 months, my expectations about what Tesla will do in 6 to 12 months from now get pushed back by about 6 months. That's the stuff that they're talking about there. And this guy is a Elon fan.
What about, though, key man risk? I mean, what happens, you know, heaven forbid, but what happens if you get run over by the proverbial bus tomorrow? You know, it is, you have total control over these companies. Do you have a plan for how they would progress without you?
I think they would actually do very well for several years. And, you know, there's a clear roadmap or space map, I should say, for SpaceX. And there's a roadmap actually for Tesla, literally.
And that's their discussion. What happens after Elon? Because remember, this is all based in hype. He sells all of these dreams and hopes of a future that will never come. It should be obvious to anyone, but sadly, it's not. And there's actually two groups of people. People are selling the nonsense and the dreams and the lies, basically, and people are dumb enough to fall for it. So there's that. Fred, then
I concur.
Saying Tesla fans are trying hard to claim in the comments and community notes that this is not a robotaxi, but it is 100% a robotaxi. And basically, there's this video here. I guess the car is driving the wrong direction. This is just 23 hours ago. You can see right here. Wrong way. A driver spotted a Tesla robotaxi going the wrong way down a one-way street a day after the company rolled out its driverless taxi service.
What a success. After all of these years of the robo-taxi coming out from way back in 20, when was this robo-taxi crap? Way back in, I know before the pandemic, there was talk of this robo-taxi. Now we finally get this robo-taxi. It is going over train tracks when the guardrail is down, going down one-way streets. This is the famed robo-taxi that we have been patiently awaiting. This crap.
In Tampa. Great. So if you're in Florida, if you're in Tampa, if you've seen this kind of thing, yeah, I guess that's Tesla going the wrong way on a one-way street. So that's where we're at with this tech that's supposedly going to make us all rich and amazing and business.
And there has also been a recall on the door handles of the Tesla because Elon Musk gives zero fucks about safety. The door handles on the Tesla have to be remodeled because he cared more about making them look cute than making them actually work safely. So there's that as well.
Wow. I sure believe that. And then you get this. They actually may be cracking down on Tesla. Look at this. U.S. to begin work on.
It's in this. I thought it was in a different video. Thank you.
New car door safety rules after deaths in Tesla. If you've ever been in
after deaths
a Tesla, the door handle is like really, really weird. You have to push it in an odd direction. And this is sort of why you design door handles the way you have like throughout history, just you want to make these stuff safe. So Elon's not interested about safety. He's interested in cutting costs, cut as much stuff as you possibly can, right? And this is what you get. You got deaths in his cars.
Simple as Iran sends bonds lower, interest rates higher, oil prices higher, and unfortunately stocks lower.
And one other thing, AI spending. So what you're seeing, this is
Throw Alphabet in the mix.
Yeah, and this is a huge big tech sell-off. That's really what's driving all of this. Last night, Alphabet came out and said it's going to spend like $200 billion this year on AI. And the big change is that used to be considered good news. The idea that companies were spending on AI would send their stocks up. In the last, well, it started happening in the first quarter, but really in the last couple of months, they are getting punished. And we are seeing it. And a lot of you can't take that away from what's going on in Iran and what's going on with oil prices, because if growth weakens and if inflation is sticky, which are the two things that happen with war, then this whole thing does have to get repriced.
And you have these companies just spending all this money on these things that may never be profitable. At the moment, it is a cash burn venture, this AI stuff. So basically, I build out data centers that cost money. You use my services, be it whatever chatbot that costs money to compute, and they're giving it to you at a loss. This is loss burning, and they're going to say, guys, we're growing our revenue, but they're buying revenue because again, they're buying all the data centers, equipment, et cetera, compute, and for you to use their more advanced models that use too much.
Now, Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos have this great idea that they are going to create these data centers in space. It's not enough that they have mucked up Earth with all of this data center and all of this screwing up Earth, all of the pollution. Elon Musk personally himself has spewed in Memphis all of the waste that the offshoot of the waste in the water and in the atmosphere of these data centers. Now they're gonna actually shoot it into the ozone layer. Aren't you happy? Doesn't that make you happy? Who other than Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk could think of such a cryptic idea?
Energy, it's a loser for them.
As president, I've always said that America's goal must be to dominate the future, and that includes being the #1 superpower in artificial intelligence. So important. And this is, I think, bigger than frankly, I think it's bigger than the internet. It's bigger than anything anyone's seen thus far. Maybe someday there'll be something bigger than this, probably will. But I think up until this point, AI is probably the biggest thing anybody's ever seen. And whoever wins that race is probably going to win, period.
So that's from Trump's point of view. And you remember, he doesn't know what any of this stuff is anyway. He just knows that, hey, Trump, we're going to take your photos. Someone's going to donate to your campaign and your family's going to benefit. Oh, I do it. I'll do crypto. I'll do AI, whatever, right? And you guys see this stuff before. It's obvious.
Stocks are getting trounced today. Both Alphabet and Tesla on pace for their worst day in more than a year and are dragging down the major averages. The reason here is that investors are just freaked out by their spending on AI. Next guest says, don't worry. Dan Ives of Yorkville, Ives & Co. joins us. I mean, that's pretty much your mantra. Don't worry.
Oh, this motherfucker and these girl suits and all of these flowery and colorful suits. For some reason, I think that he addicted to these egregious colored suits because he for some reason thinks he's going to be in stripe colored and suits pretty soon.
Happy.
I don't know.
But in this case, let's talk about Tesla, number one. I mean, this is a company, I was just reading, its market cap is bigger than the next 36 biggest automakers put together. Is it just time for it to come down?
You heard that on Power Lunch.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Look, the reality, I mean, they're not a car company. When you think about it from an investor perspective, this is much more about AI, disruptive tech. And I think when you look at Tesla, look, the issue here continues to be, and same with Alphabet, CapEx investment for, let's say in Tesla, for physical AI, when it comes to autonomous, when it comes to Optimus, but you're not seeing in the near term, and that continues to be this gut check moment.
The stock is down.
So I actually agree with Dan Ives here. Tesla is not a car company.
Yeah, Tesla is not a car company. Tesla combined its stock to make all of these purchases, all of these AI purchases, so that Elon Musk would not have to bring out any cash to make all of these purchases, thus protecting himself to have to pay any taxes. To protect him to be able to buy these companies and keep a tax shelter over him. That's how the rich buy things and have a tax shelter. They buy it with their stocks. That's called a tax shelter. That's how rich people buy things and not have to pay any taxes. Yes. And now, instead of Tesla getting rid of Elon Musk as the CEO, no, they kept him on and paid him $1 trillion. Good for them. And that's why Tesla as a car company is trash.
Effectively, it is a stock pumping company. Now, he would say, no, this is about AI. But I mean, come on, let's be real here. AI is a cash burn. This is not a great business model, as I keep telling you guys. And you can see the stock reacting, and they're trying to say, oh, well, it's just short term. Look at the long-term future. And that's what you have to decide. Do you believe it? Do you believe this is eventually going to be profitable? Will all this $1 billion of spend finally pay off?
All these buildings, plants, factories that we're talking about start opening up. All I know is I'd like to be the next president, because I'm going to make somebody look very good. They're going to sit there and all this stuff is going to be opening, and they're going to be saying what a genius they are. That happened with Biden. I got cuts in medicine prices that statutorily took 2 or 3 years. And I got these tremendous cuts. And then they sat there and said, oh, yeah, they didn't even know where they came from. But I got them. And this is going to be a much bigger example. You have all these plants that are going to be opening up over the next 2 years, sooner, but 2 years. And somebody's going to look very, very smart. And I hope you remember me, because what we've done is something that nobody thought was possible.
So that's Trump. He's telling you your electricity is going to go down. AI is going to be awesome. We're going to be China. Wow, fantastic, right? and you have to put this up together, because like it works in combinations. You got the markets, you got what Trump is doing, and then you got to listen to Dan Ives, that connects directly to Trump.
Stocks down a little bit. In the previous hour, I posited to a guest that if they would have cut their spending on AI, the stock would be down a lot more than it is today. What's your take?
This is an arms race that's playing out, and we're only 15% of the way through. The reality
Will they ever make the money back on the spending? They have to.
I don't.
If they don't, there's no reason to spend it.
I don't think there's even a question. And to some extent, the fact that they continue to spend on CapEx, and you'll see that with Microsoft, you see it with Amazon, the rest of the hyperscalers, it's because enterprises, they're lining up on the use cases. The consumer piece, you've seen Apple, that ultimately is just starting. So it speaks to the point. This is Vegas, 1955, building the Strip. I mean, no, that's essentially where they are.
They're building the Strip, but China has already built the Strip. And you have to pay pennies on the dollar to get a far more superior AI than what is being built. All of this money is being poured into a far less superior AI than what these American AI companies are building. And thus, this bubble is about to burst. This is a bunch of useless bullshit. We talked about that yesterday.
So for these companies, they will ultimately get on the chin in terms of as the stocks, but they cannot be short-sighted relative to this CapEx arms race that's playing out.
Vegas, if you didn't show profit, somebody was getting kneecapped.
So you heard it right there. We're basically saying this is Vegas. And I guess in that analogy, then all of these tech companies spending on AI and data centers and such are basically building casinos, and which casinos are going to last. I guess that's what we're going to find out as we're turn a whole country into casino with Donald Trump, and you know what happened with Trump's casinos. One way companies could survive theoretically is government contracts. So basically government's going to come and bail them out. Oracle signs 10-year software contract with Pentagon worth up to $7 billion. This was just announced about an hour ago. Elon Musk and his companies are after government contracts as well. We talk about 4 on the channel.
Government welfare. Government welfare. Who want to talk about government welfare? Did someone say something about government welfare? Do we want to talk about welfare now? Who wants to talk about Larry Ellison being on welfare? The man with the biggest mega yacht being on government welfare.
And then you can see what is Trump up to date, and it all connects. Take a look.
We're not talking about government welfare now. The man with the biggest mega yacht being on government welfare. Nobody wants to talk about the government welfare of the billionaires? No. Strangely enough, no. God forbid we feed poor people. God forbid we give poor people health insurance. And now is all of this, you need to work 2 to 3. I had a fool in here saying that you're lazy if you don't work 2 to 3 jobs. But we just signed a contract giving a motherfucker with the largest mega yacht on earth a 10-year contract for $7 billion. We have given government welfare. And there's nothing said about that government welfare. Don't you find that strange? And I'm sure that was a poor, dumb, ignorant MAGA voter that said that a person is lazy if they don't work 2 or 3 jobs. And called me lazy. I must be a lazy black woman that doesn't want to work 2 or 3 jobs when black women are the highest educated people in the United States. But these are the same people that have nothing to say when billionaires like Larry Ellison gets a government welfare contract from the Pentagon, a 10-year contract that garners them $7 billion when he is scooting around the oceans in the world's biggest mega yacht. Let that sink in.
Wow. Do I have to report this? I don't want to report this. That's beautiful. Thank you very much.
It's got your name on it, so
That's so
only
good.
worth it.
That's right. That's really good. That's beautiful. Thank you, fellas. You know what that looks like. Thank you very much.
And?
You know what? I'll put it right here.
Right.
Right. So you get the idea basically, and this is just this is the Dodgers here. But effectively, though, all companies are doing this. If you want to get government contracts, good in good favor, you give Trump jerseys with his name on it. You give him rings with his name on it. Right?
Oh, look at the smiles. Oh, that looks beautiful. Let me put it right here in my breast pocket. Oh, what was that? A chunk of gold? What was that? Oh, let me just put that right here. Let me right in front of everybody's face. You can't say I stuck it. You can't say it was a backdoor deal. I did it right in your fucking face. Here, here's a jersey with your name on it. We'll be back to signing a contract to get some more of the taxpayers' dollars.
Right, and it's even like, oh, do I have to report this? Like, this is kind of the discussions they have behind closed doors when he accepts this kind of stuff. So that's what's going on. Please be careful out there, and I'll catch you on the next video.
Today, Brent crude oil, which helps determine the price of globally traded oil, closed at more than $100 a barrel for the first time since May, thanks to a war that is not only escalating, but widening. Take a look at the map you can see on your screen. This is published by the New York Times today, which shows how Iran is continuing to target U.S. military sites in the region and how it's really expanded over the last several weeks. Also today, Iranian-backed Houthi rebels attacked 2 Saudi oil tankers in the Red Sea and threatened to shut down that key waterway, a move that would cause prices to skyrocket even higher. And consider already, even before that, where gas prices already are. Just take a look at some headlines from across the country. Here's one: average gas price returns to $4 a gallon. Here's another one from Arizona.
That link I just played for you and this link are in my description box under the cost of war and AI.
Arizona, gas prices jumped 37 cents in a week. And in Arkansas, gas prices jumped 24 cents. North Carolina gas prices climbed. Drivers say they feel the pinch. Michigan gas prices up again, as well as in Texas and Ohio, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Georgia, Colorado, on and on and on, and probably wherever you are living as well. And right now, there are no signs that this war is going to end anytime soon. In fact, most of the signs we're seeing point to the opposite. Trump told Axios today that he is close to a decision on launching another massive attack on Iran. It does not take a rocket scientist to know.
No, bitch, you're not going to burst my bubble. The highest educated people in the United States are Black women, bitch. I just burst your bubble, hun. You're not going to burst my bubble, bitch. Bye. You're going to burst my bubble. No, I burst your bubble, bitch. Let's continue.
Know that accelerating this war could send energy prices even higher than they already are. But exactly how bad can they get? And what would it take to see some relief? I think this is probably something you are all wondering. Thankfully, my next guest is a perfect person to ask about all of this. Joining me now is Amos Hochstein, one of the world's leading experts on energy security and diplomacy, who served in both the Biden and Obama administrations. It's good to see you. Thank you for being here.
Great to be back.
Okay, back in March, you were here. We were not even 1 month into the war. And we talked about the impact on oil and gas prices. And you said at the time we were experiencing the worst energy crisis the world has ever seen. How would you describe it now?
Getting worse. So look, I think that a large reason why we ended up in this bizarre MOU between Trump administration and Iran was because he finally realized what I was saying on TV and others were telling him. Look, if we continue the war at a steady pace, he was weeks away from getting to what's called tank bottoms, where you can't get more oil out or more gasoline out, and we're going to go towards crisis. He had weeks away from that catastrophic event. So he decided to do the MOU in a very hurried way, which you can tell by reading the MOU. It's a page and a half to end a war. And the problems that we're having right now in the war are resulting from how quickly that was drafted, because it has ambiguous language that the Iranians read one way, the U.S. reads a different way, and that's why we're back in this conflict now. So, but something even worse happened just in the last few weeks. Over the last several months, the Ukrainians have been successfully attacking the Russian oil infrastructure, their refineries. So now we have 2 wars that are colliding and coalescing in the worst way possible for oil markets, for gasoline, for diesel, for jet fuel. Russia was 11% of the diesel export market. They're at 0 now. All of their refineries are basically up in flames. Today, just today, a few hours ago, Kazakhstan announced so much damage, they're stopping their exports through Russia. So it just gets compounded, and everything you've said, the Houthis have now come in. So in March, April, May, we have a war that we have tools to answer. Now we're going back to war. Those tools, some of them still exist, some of them are gone. They don't exist anymore. And the ones that we have are diminishing. And we have another war that is combining with the Iran war.
And it's all about availability out there in the oil markets, as I've learned from you and many others from working together before. I think people watching have probably seen also, and you just referenced the Houthis. I talked about it earlier as well. I mean, and I referenced how the Houthi attacked some Saudi oil tankers in the Red Sea today. There's also been this threat of traffic being cut off, not just in the Strait of Hormuz, of course, but also in a place in the Red Sea where ships also go through. What would the impact of that be if that is really brought to a halt?
So that is really bad, because what happens when we shut down the straits, the Saudis and the UAE are the only ones that have infrastructure to go around the UAE, around Iran or the Strait of Hormuz to the
They're going to have to go around the Horn of Africa to get anything out of that region. That they are basically, the Houthis have been making strikes in that region for years, since Biden has been in office, to affect the genocide that Israel has been doing in Palestine. That is the reason why the Houthis had been making those strikes. For those of you who don't know, why President Biden had to be making strikes against the Houthis. And then Pete Kegbreath came in. Well, Biden, he was just doing love strikes, and we're going to destroy the Houthis and all of that bullshit that he came in. And then they got their ass wiped by the Houthis, and then they ran out of there. And your President Trump said, "Oh, well, the Houthis told us that they're done fighting us, and they're not going to strike back at us anymore," as they had to turn they had to quickly turn a aircraft carrier around as they were running from the Houthis, and two of our military jets flew into the ocean. $100 million military aircraft flew into the ocean under the poor tutelage of Pete Kegbreath, and we were getting our air asses kicked by the Houthis early in the Trump administration, as Pete Kegbreath was talking under the unsecure signal line, talking about what time our Air Force was going to make strikes, and the Houthis have anti-aircraft missiles which could have struck down our aircraft. And we know that China and Russia could have actually intercepted those calls, and the Houthis could have gotten the information and could have struck down our aircraft. But Pete Kegbreath, who is over our military, said that there was no confidential information that was given, and lied to your faces. And after the investigation was done, they quietly told you that Pete Kegbreath did give confidential military information, and nothing was done. Your president did not fire him for putting the lives of our military personnel in danger. And then they skedaddled their asses out of the Red Sea, because they were getting hammered in the Red Sea. Y'all don't remember all of that? Well, if you don't remember all of that, that's because you wasn't over here getting your news from over here, because nobody was paying attention to what was going on over here before bitches decided that they were so interested in the news that now they want to now do the news. Now that all of the hundreds of thousands of people have died in Gaza, but they didn't want to do the news about Gaza. They wanted to do the news about dumb shit, about bullshit. But now everybody's so interested in the news. See, we were talking about that when that shit was going down. But a lot of you motherfuckers don't know shit about that. Your president told you, well, the Houthis told me that they are done fighting. They don't want to fight anymore. I don't know who's wrong or right. I just don't want to fight no more. It's time for letting go. That's what your president came to you and told you after Pete Kegbreath came to you. We have the strongest military war fighters, and we are going to fight all of this bullshit that we heard about the Houthis. We mysteriously found out something we had never heard of, that the leader, one of the leaders of the Houthis, got struck mysteriously when he went into his girlfriend's home. You know, we had never heard about Project Lavender or Project Daddy's Home. You know, the autonomous drones that would be able to strike. You know, the autonomous drones that Israel had been using over in Palestine to strike. They had no human hands to them. We found that out months and months later about Project Lavender and the Project Daddy's Home. We found that out months later. But early in Trump's first term, we found out that it was just really weird that when Pete Breath, J.D. Vance, Tulsi Gabbard, what's that, Susie Wells, they were on that unprotected signal line that who was over Mike Waltz. They were all on the unsecure signal line. Mike Waltz, you know, the one who was allegedly perusing for Big Black Ping, who was meeting up with a trade with Big Black Ping while his wife was busy doing other things. He was escorting Big Black Ping escorts around DC. You know, Mike Waltz, who want to be indignant to our senators when they ask him questions. That Mike Waltz, who then lost his. That Mike Waltz, who invited the editor of the Atlantic to the unsecured signal chat. That Mike Waltz. And then when he's questioned before the senator, he wants to act indignant when in fact he's incompetent. That Mike Waltz. Sitting up on the unsecure signal line. I remember they said, "Oh, he just entered his house." Okay, they just did the strike. You remember that? Now, how did they know that he had just entered his house? How did they know that he had just entered his house? Was it that Daddy's Home drone that they have been using in Palestine? You know, that Palantir drone that would follow the Palestinians around Palestine and do strikes on the Palestinians? Was it that Daddy's Home or that Lavender drone that would follow the Palestinians around? See, we didn't know anything about these autonomous drones that would follow people around, and they wouldn't get them on the war front. They would follow these people home. Was that our first introduction into what these drones were capable of doing, and that our own military was using this technology, and we didn't know it? I'm just curious. But this link is in my description box. I have gone on a little too long with that.
Let's see. If you suddenly attack the Saudi ships where they did in the what's called the Bab el-Mandab crossing and Yanbu, which is the area in Saudi Arabia where they load the ships, then you've taken the alternatives. So now you've taken millions of barrels that have been able to make themselves onto the market are now gone because that route. And two ships turned around, made a U-turn, turned around. And now even if they do go through, the risk premiums are high, so the insurance rates go up. If we're going to go 10 ships a day, we're now down to 2 because everybody's a little bit sluggish. Who pays the price for all of these things? Ultimately, the consumer. Because we can't get oil out, we can't get gasoline out or diesel. That's why we're already at $4.10 on average in the
Gas prices are high, but no shortage. We have less than 43 days of available oil in our strategic emergency strategic reserves of oil. So talk to me in about 40 days, since you believe that there is no shortage of oil. Stupid. Let's continue.
Country, it's going up from here, and probably significantly.
Just because your for-profit media is ignoring the fact that we have gone through our strategic reserve of oil. Just because your for-profit media is ignoring how close we are to being out of our strategic reserve of oil does not mean that that is not what is factually happening right now, today, in the United States.
Some states had suspended their gas taxes, gasoline taxes, but they're supposed to come back now. So all the prices are now going back. And into this environment, the president has just said, we're going to go to a bigger war, a more expansive war. And the Houthis are saying, well, we're activated. So now we have the Houthis in the Red Sea, we have the Iranians on the Strait of Hormuz, and the Ukrainians attacking the Russian infrastructure. This is too much pressure for any of our tools to really work anymore. So consumers need to know, if you see a headline that Trump says we're going back to war, or they see a headlines we're striking again, go fill up your car. It's going to get much more expensive.
I'm going to speak for everybody watching right now who's hearing you say that. How high could it go? You referenced it kind of hitting a bottom. Are we close to that? What does that look like? And how high, if this continues another month, another 2 months, as you're projecting out, what does that look like in terms of gas prices?
It can't continue for another 2 months, because if you continue in this rate, the way we are right now for 2 months, our economy can't, the structures of our economy will fall apart, because the SPR is not endless.
The Strategic Petroleum Reserve.
It's going to go below 300 probably next week, 300 million barrels. It hasn't been that low in 40 years. We also took a lot out during the Russia-Ukraine, but never this low. Once it goes below 300 towards 250, the structure itself the integrity of the structure starts getting questioned, and how much you can take out gets lower. So it can't.
Did you hear that? We're not running out of oil. Did you hear? We cannot take out any more. We are at the bottom of the amount that we can take out of our strategic petroleum reserve. Because if we take out much more, it is going to destroy the entire structure of our strategic petroleum reserve. I guess you didn't hear that. I guess you want to still believe that I don't know what I'm talking about until you hear it from a white man. I guess now that you hear it from a white man, it's more believable to you.
Continue. Prices will go up. We're probably on the march to $4 reserve. It's going to go below.
Close to that? What does that look like? And how high, if this continues another month, another 2 months, as you're projecting out, what does that look like in terms of gas prices?
It can't continue for another 2 months, because if you continue in this rate, the way we are right now for 2 months, our economy can't, the structures of our economy will fall apart, because the SPR is not endless.
The Strategic Petroleum
Reserve. It's going to go below 300 probably next week, 300 million barrels. It hasn't been that low in 40 years. We also took a lot out during the Russia-Ukraine, but never this low. Once it goes below 300 towards 250, the structure itself the integrity of the structure starts getting questioned, and how much you can take out gets lower. So it can continue. Prices will go up. We're probably on the march to $4.50. We're now at $4.10. If we keep going into war, we'll be at $5, and from there it goes up. And people will have to stop living their lives the way they were. Because remember, gasoline is important when we fill up our cars, but diesel is like the lubricant of the American economy.
Mm-hmm.
The food in your supermarket comes to the supermarket on a truck that's hauling it for a long time. All the products, all those Amazon delivery trucks that are arriving at your house, all that's on trucks. All that goes on diesel. When diesel prices go this high, it gets very expensive. And here's the other thing that happens. The Treasury notes, so how we borrow money in the United States, are also climbing very fast over the last week or two. We're at really high levels. That means that the inflation rates go up. That means interest rates go up. Everybody's costs are going to go up, not just at your gas station, but in your supermarket and all the products that you're just before you think about going back to.
Oh, but Iran can never have a nuclear weapon. Oh, but it's Iran's fault because they started this war 47 years ago. But we had to make sure Iran doesn't have a ballistic weapon. Oh, but we had to make sure that we had a regime change. Oh, but the Iranian people were going to stand up and change their regime. Oh, because this, that, and the other. Oh, but, why did any of this matter to you in how you were living your life on February 27 that we needed to go to war with Iran? Ask yourselves that.
School, all the products you're going to buy, they're all going to cost more.
Almost, I don't know if you've calmed anyone, but you've certainly, well, that wasn't the goal. I think you've given people a really clear picture of what to expect and what they should.
Okay, let me see if there. Let me see where else I wanted to go today. Let me see. Let me see. Is there anything? We're fucked.
All right, y'all. I take no joy in saying this, but we are beyond fucked. I mean, this is dark in so many ways. So let me start with this. I think I touched on this the other day, but look at this timeline when it comes to the diarrhea lettuce, okay? March 2025, Taylor Farms contributes $1 million to the Make America Great Again, Inc., days after the FDA delays the food traceability rule. The FDA informs Taylor Farms that one of its iceberg lettuce products tested positive for cyclospora, prompting a voluntary recall. During the cyclospora outbreak, the New York Times reports,
"This is your government at work for you."
Taylor Farms hires a former Trump White House official. Last week, Taylor Farms executives meet with the White House and FDA officials, where the company challenges aspects of the government's outbreak conclusions, according to the New York Times. And then now, Taylor Farms says the FDA apologized to them, calling the positive test a false positive and stating no Taylor Farms products has tested positive for cyclospora. To say this as simply as possible, Taylor Farms uses shit water on their products, causes a cyclospora outbreak, an explosive watery diarrhea outbreak.
They apologized to the FDA for actually having factual tests. Now, this is also going to be under in my description box. You can find this link under my description box under the heading Bubble Guts.
Outbreak. The FDA, after the fact, because they've been stripped down like a motherfucker, there's next to nobody working there. But after the fact, we finally found the source of it. This was the source. There you go. It used to be, hey, we'll catch this stuff before it happens. That's what it used to be. Now, all of a sudden, it's not that. Now, all of a sudden, it's after you get sick and after it rips through the country, maybe we'll let you know the source of it without doing much about it. So anyway, that happens. And then Trump realizes, oh shit, these guys paid $1 million to Make America Great Again, Inc. So I got to let them save face. So they release a statement going, oh, turns out the FDA, bro, the FDA was actually wrong. It wasn't us. We didn't even fuck up at all, dog. I don't know what you're talking about. It wasn't our stuff. Our stuff is good and healthy, and don't even worry about that. So they released that statement. So do you see what happened here? Not only did Trump and Elon Musk and Russ Vought and all these demons totally destroy our regulatory structures where now you're just going to get sick more often from more shit. But even if they do their job properly after the fact and say, oh, here's where it came from, okay? Because of political corruption, they're just going to lie about it, wipe the record clean, and as long as you paid your bribes, You don't have to adjust anything. You don't have to change anything. You could keep, using shit water on top of your fucking lettuce or whatever the fuck, and you're fine. This is where we're at, y'all. This is the degree of corruption that we're dealing with here. It's astonishing. We never should have had this fucking outbreak in the first place. In the same way that we never should have had the screwworm outbreak, which is destroying our beef industry. In the same way that we never should have cut pediatric cancer research and Meals on Wheels and the National Weather Service.
And you have that pulled face bitch over the Department of Agriculture talking about how much I'm doing everything I can, and we're on top of the screwworm. Bitch, you're not on top of the screwworm. We didn't have any outbreak of the screwworm in 60 years in the United States of America. And then we put this Madam Puppet Face hag who's always at Mar-a-Lago with a wine glass at every one of these parties over the Department of Agriculture with her pulled back tight-ass face looking up like it's about to bust because she's had so much plastic surgery and she couldn't answer one question, everything that they presented to her. Well, we're looking into that, and I'll get back to you on that. And we have just started to work on that, and now we're getting back to you. We got a screwworm problem, something we haven't had in the United States for 60 years, and now all of a sudden, worms, maggots are eating up cattle. And this bitch, well, we're building a facility, and the only thing that is going to prevent the screwworm is we're gonna have to create sterile flies, and we're building a new facility so we can germinate sterile flies. The bitch has to build a whole brand new building to produce a bunch of fucking sterile maggots. She can't figure out how to lay some meat down and to propagate some fucking maggots without creating a whole brand new building when our country is has been invaded by a flesh-eating fly. This stupid bitch. Oh, we'll be on top of it, and I'll send someone to your office to talk about it. Anyway, we're doing our very best, and and we're looking at all of this, and we're investigating all of the meat packing plants, especially the ones from China and India. Yeah, we're investigating that. Dumb bitches. This is who is over these important agencies in the United States because of this MAGA president.
They are actively trying to destroy everything our government does that is good, everything our government does that functions. They're trying to destroy it. And now we can't even stop an outbreak before it occurs. And after the outbreak occurs, now we can't even get a straight answer because the government is covering for the companies that bribe them. That's what this is. It's astonishing, bro. It's astonishing. Okay, look at this. The following diseases have surged as RFK Jr. and Trump have cut public health and pushed vaccine disinformation. Measles, the flu, rotavirus, whooping cough, Ebola.
How the fuck has listeria of all things come back? Listeria is the contamination of water. Listeria. There has been a case of listeria. Cases of listeria have come back in because of water towers in New York City. There's a case of listeria has broken out. A judge has caught I think it's the listeria in a court building in Chicago because when the listeria was caught in the water fountains, instead of shutting down the whole water system in the building, they just closed certain water fountains. Instead of changing the whole water treatment system, they just closed certain water fountains. A judge caught listeria. That is from fecal matter and urine matter being in the water system. This is what is happening because we have RFK Jr. over our health and human services. What else has been on the uptick? Measles, the flu, what is that? Rotavirus, whooping cough, Ebola, hantavirus from rat and mice species, just a whole E. coli.
Hantavirus, cyclosporiasis, E. coli, campylobacteriosis, listeria, cryptosporidiosis, and infant botulism. All of those things have surged because we're dealing with a goofy junk science believer who is in control of health and human services. Okay, we're dealing with a guy who limited access to the COVID vaccine, put vaccine skeptics on the vaccine advisory panel, fired the CDC director after a month because they wouldn't go along with his junk science, fired over 1,000 people at the Epidemic Intelligence Service, which makes it harder to contain the next epidemic, ended our support for the global vaccine program, helped kick millions off Medicaid, canceled the flu vaccine campaign, is linking antidepressants to violence, released a fake made-up Maha report with Chat GPT
and this connecting antidepressants with violence, he's connecting antidepressants with black violence, when in fact there are more white children on antidepressants. But he is overwhelmingly saying that these antidepressants are creating violence in black children by a larger degree, when there are by far more white children on these antidepressants. He is also ignoring the wide disparity in the death of black mothers by the mortality death in black mothers, as if he doesn't even understand the medical disparities in the deaths of black mothers.
bullshit in it. He told Bernie Sanders that healthcare isn't a right, even though he's the head of Health and Human Services. And of course, don't even get me started on the bathing in sewage and cutting off raccoon dicks and beheading a fucking whale and Jesus Christ. But this is what's happened under Trump. This is what's happened under RFK. Even basic educational shit, basic scientific and medical shit, out the window now. Out the window. He was telling people, what was it? There was some illness. He was telling people to take vitamin A for it. And you had
that would be measles. He was telling people to take vitamin A to treat measles, and people were coming into medical emergency clinic because they were saturated, overdosing on vitamin A, which is also a problem. This link is in my description box. If you're not subscribed to Kyle Kalinske, you would want to treat yourself to that link as well. What is this? Did I add this? This is under Bubble Guts as well. Now, let me. I haven't seen this one. This just popped up. Let me see what this is about. There is a new Andrew Tate drags Barron into investigation. Let's see what Andrew Tate has to say. We know that Andrew Tate is MAGA's alpha male teacher. He teach the alpha males. We know he is the friend of the alpha male Trump Jr. You know, all of the Trump people. Oh, look at this old crack-faced bitch who was talking to Elon Musk is making another appearance. Let's see what they're talking about.
I mean, when were you last in the UK?
A few years ago.
Exactly. So I live there. I'm there the whole time. That is nonsense.
You live in a cloistered existence.
No, I don't actually. And the numbers also disprove what you say.
All right, everybody. Finally, Democrats in Congress are making a move to investigate Andrew and Tristan Tate's connections to the Trump family and Trump administration. We have relentlessly been covering these connections on this channel over the past week, and I am still uncovering more and more. Not only was Andrew Tate straight up friends with Barron Trump after Andrew had admitted to being a pimp and basically sex trafficking on camera, not only was he friends with Don Jr., but people all across the Trump administration had tried to help Andrew Tate get off these charges in a top-down manner in 2025. It worked, but only temporarily, because last week, Andrew and Tristan Tate were arrested in Miami and are now sitting in shackles in solitary confinement and set to be extradited to the United Kingdom very, very soon. Democratic Representative Yasemin Ansari is doing a great job of leading the way. She wrote a letter to the Oversight Committee on Accountability, and she said this: "Dear Chairman Comer, I write to respectfully request that the Committee on Oversight and Accountability immediately open an investigation into potential political interference and improper conduct by the federal government regarding the criminal prosecution of U.S. British citizens Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate. The two individuals have been handed down 38 sex-related criminal charges in the United Kingdom, in addition to charges in Romania. Recent reporting and public disclosures raise extremely grave national security, diplomatic, and ethical concerns about whether political networks in the president's orbit, including members of his family and other public officials, leverage their influence to shield these men who are facing grave criminal indictments on human trafficking, sexual assault, and exploitation of minors. Shockingly, the Tate brothers and their representatives have successfully cultivated ties with conservative political figures and Republican members of Congress, including meeting with Congressman Wesley Hunt in Washington, D.C. as recently as last week, meeting with Paolo Zampoli as recently as last week before they got arrested. They are close to Paul Ingrassia because he is their former lawyer, and then he got a job in the Trump admin and directly lobbied for the Tates to get off their charges about a year ago. We have the proof for all of this. Most egregiously, investigative reports have detailed direct, extensive communications between Andrew Tate and Barron Trump, the president's son, as well as the Tate brothers' broader interactions with high-profile political figures within the president's personal circle. The committee must investigate whether back-channel communications between the Tate brothers, presidential advisors, and members of the first family, such as Barron Trump, influenced official actions or administration policy regarding criminal prosecution in the investigation of the brothers. Now, we have been talking about this relentlessly over the past week, and I think we've done our fair share. I think you and I, all of the Mockler Media team, the people who have been reporting on this in independent media, have done the work of pushing this into the mainstream. Now this is turning into a legitimate investigation. So shout out to Yasemin Ansari. Shout out to everybody who has been covering this. We need to keep talking about this because the admin has repeatedly covered up for these types of sex criminals. I mean, once is too much, of course. But when you notice a pattern of, Matt Gaetz, the representative from Florida, having his investigation covered up by Republicans, and then he resigns. The Epstein files being covered up by Republicans, this being covered up by Republicans. The pattern becomes pretty damn obvious, and it's our duty as Americans to call this out. So let me read the thread that I wrote on Twitter that is going viral right now. If you appreciate these videos and the coverage that we do, make sure you drop a like. It's the best way to help punch back against these right-wing algorithms. And by the way, in just one moment, I'm going to show you a clip of Elon Musk himself doing an interview with The Economist and getting absolutely rolled by this reporter. She does an absolutely great job. It's the editor-in-chief, Zanny Minton-Beddoes, basically debating Elon Musk on UK politics. And Elon tries to claim that he doesn't support far-right figures. But the reality is, Elon Musk supported Andrew Tate. Elon Musk sent affirming, praising tweets about Andrew Tate when Andrew announced his bid for prime minister in 2025. I want you to think about this for a moment. Even after Andrew Tate had been charged with crimes in multiple countries like human trafficking and rape a few years back in Romania, the United Kingdom, even investigations in the United States, he still successfully infiltrated his way into the right-wing orbits. People like Elon, Barron, they were just communicating with him. They were openly praising him on Twitter, saying he's not wrong when Andrew Tate announced his bid for prime minister. It's all just such a joke. I wrote this on Twitter. It says, breaking. Leaked Andrew Tate texts are looking very bad for the Trump admin. And by the way, we have more Andrew Tate texts of him actually carrying out the sex trafficking and him carrying out the manipulation. It's all despicable. We're going to cover this all. But first, texts from Andrew Tate revealed that a Trump admin official directly intervened on the Tate brothers' behalf in early 2025 to stall the sex trafficking investigation. Quote, I had word from the Trump admin that they're on top of things, wrote Andrew Tate via text. Tate's former lawyer, Paul Ingrassia, is now a Trump admin official and is the one who requested the Tate brothers' devices be returned to them. You may remember Paul Ingrassia from his leaked text last year in which he said he, quote, has a Nazi streak and uses old slurs. J.D. Vance still follows the Tate brothers on Twitter. Barron is friends with them. All of this happened after Andrew admitted to being a pimp on camera. This is the Republican Party now. I'm a young dude who loves America, and I hate seeing it hijacked by these hateful, abusive degenerates. Here's Andrew Tate in 2025 saying, the Tates will be free. Trump is the president. Well, guess what? It's a year and a half later. Trump is the president, and the Tates are not free. And now the Trump admin is struggling to explain this.
Donald Trump Jr. and I speak to each other. When I met Donald Trump Jr., he said, if you're around on these dates, I might be free for half an hour. And I was in Romania, and I flew there, and I spent X amount of thousands of dollars, and it paid off.
And I'm very close to the Trump family. I know them well, and I spoke to Barron after the incident, and I look forward to, once I am free, being with Donald Trump in person and reminding him that he's a bulletproof badass.
Is President Trump or the administration, do they have any plans to intervene in the extradition process for the Tate brothers?
No.
I mean, they already intervened. The reality is they already intervened in the process a year ago, and it got so bad that the United Kingdom still went forward with the charges because they should have. They are literally rape charges, 19 child porn charges, 3 human trafficking charges, 3 assault charges, 17 rape and sexual assault charges. This brings me on to Elon Musk. I need to point out that Elon Musk is somebody who also praised Andrew Tate, praised Andrew Tate's politics. Elon Musk has 250 million followers on Twitter, endless amounts of money. He's a trillionaire, quite literally. And he is using this money and influence and attention, the attention economy, to spread right-wing lies and propaganda. And he gets called out for it right here. He tries to claim that he's not endorsing far-right figures. He's not pushing far-right ideology. But Andrew Tate is somebody who quite literally began to run on a far-right platform. And Elon Musk all but gave his endorsement to Andrew Tate's bid for prime minister. Elon Musk also has the goal to try to fearmonger on his platform on Twitter even more by saying it could have been your daughter. This was a few days back in response to a United Kingdom story that a politician was pushing there. Elon, you are quite literally endorsing people like Donald Trump, almost endorsing people like Andrew Tate. You are boosting and pushing the worst people in the algorithm, these far-right white nationalist figures in the UK as well. And you're trying to fearmonger about other people's daughters? It's incredibly despicable work. Very quickly, Trump's eldest son, Don Jr., publicly spoke out against Andrew Tate's detention in Romania, calling it, quote, absolute insanity in a May 2023 tweet. And he appeared on a live stream with him in 2024. While Trump ally and billionaire Elon Musk also backed Andrew Tate's political takes on the UK in a tweet. Trump's youngest son, Barron, also cultivated a relationship with Andrew Tate. I mean, these circles are inseparable. I want you to watch this clip right here. Elon gets absolutely rolled by Zanny Minton Beddos. He has nothing to say in response.
Nonsense.
Elon, you have, what is it, close to 250 million followers on X.
Yeah,
you say things like,
popular guy.
Quote, civil war in Britain is inevitable, just a question
on the current
of when.
trends, yes.
When were you last in the UK?
A few years ago.
Exactly. So I live there. I'm there the whole time. That is nonsense.
You live a cloistered existence.
No, I don't actually. And the numbers also disprove what you say.
What numbers?
All the numbers about crime. London is a much safer city than any city in the United States. Crime in the UK is not where you think it is. In fact, it's coming down. You have painted, and because you have so many followers, so many Americans believe it, a kind of view that Europe and the UK are kind of, overrun with terrifying Muslim immigrants. There's rape on the corner. There's a sort of civilizational destruction.
I haven't said any of those things. If you have,
I just showed you a tweet where Elon Musk was like, it could have been your daughter. Literally every day he sends not one, not five, but multiple dozen tweets fear-mongering about immigrants or trans people or about poor people or about brown people. Over and over and over, he sends these tweets out. I am not making this up. It is well documented that Elon Musk is always manically tweeting out disinformation about American elections, about Trump, about young Democrats, about everything.
A large and rapidly growing group of people whose beliefs are antithetical to Western beliefs. At some point, there will be a reckoning. They will try to implement their views, and those who oppose it will oppose it, and that's what you call civil war. And obviously, this is the trend. And you absolutely do live in a cloistered existence. And if you'd like, we can go on a tour of Britain.
Sure. I'd be very happy to come on a tour of Britain.
And you'll see
you
for
come
yourself.
see my country that I live in all the time, and you haven't been to a few years ago.
I've been there literally 100 times.
But when was the last time?
It's literally a few years ago.
You know why?
Oh, she rolled in there. He hasn't been there in years, and he's saying that a civil war is about to break out.
This exercises me because you have really shaped opinion about the UK, and so many Americans I come across and I have conversations with, and I just had one the other day along the order of, oh, London's such a dangerous place. How can you know? There are sort of grooming gangs everywhere. There's violence everywhere. This is a picture that people get from things that you post or that are posted on X. And for example, you're posting for, what was it, 48 hours of Citizen Vigilante, that film, which, paints a dystopian. I've watched it.
Yes.
It was not fun. I watched it yesterday. It's not a very good movie, but it also paints a dystopian picture of Europe, and it glorifies vigilante violence. It glorifies the murdering of a Muslim immigrant family. I honestly think that it is irresponsible for you to put that up on X.
I think that it's a movie, and it's worth watching.
Okay, now pause. It is incredibly fair to call him perhaps the largest hypocrite in the world. He is sitting there and he is trying to morally posture about crime in London, even though he hasn't been there in years. He's trying to backtrack after tweeting out civil war is coming. There is a civil war imminent. He says that there are people with anti-Western values cropping up. You know what the anti-Western values cropping up are? The people who want to amass a lot of wealth and use it to dismantle our democracy. That's anti-Western. Elon Musk is quite literally doing that. But here's the hypocrisy of it all. Elon Musk is somebody who is then boosting far-right sex trafficking figures. What Andrew Tate, so this is an Andrew Tate fan, like a year ago. What Andrew Tate is doing will be studied for many years. Even if he doesn't win and become prime minister, his involvement will transform British politics, create an army of men. Bro. He's in jail now. He's about to be extradited back to a UK jail. He's not being the prime minister or a political leader.
It is our intention to become political figures inside of the United Kingdom.
Bro, oh my God, I just lost IQ points listening to that.
And I will be aiming to be prime minister to fix the mess. And I want
Bro, you're barely going to be able to fix yourself a good meal when you're in jail for years and years and years. Elon Musk responds and says he's not wrong, therefore endorsing the very far-right figures that he claims he's not a part of. Andrew Tate then posted today, day 6 in special housing unit. This is punitive housing for people who murder their cellmates. No commissary, no cell phones, no yard time, the worst possible conditions. I mean, he's tweeting out. He clearly has somebody tweeting out shit on his account to make people feel bad. An absolute clown show. Never forget that after he bought Twitter, one of the first people Elon Musk reinstated was Andrew Tate. Peter Thiel and JD Vance invested money in Rumble, and Rumble then gave Tate a $6 million stream. Right now, to this day, JD Vance follows the Tate brothers on Twitter. And I'm not saying that everybody you follow
Your great vice president.
You directly endorse. Like, I follow Elon Musk on Twitter because I have to track all of his bullshit and then report it at times. But JD Vance is the vice president of the United States. The company that you keep reflects on you. And when JD Vance is constantly hanging out with these manosphere freaks and losers, it kind of reflects poorly on him as a Catholic, like good Catholic boy. Andrew Tate is facing 42 criminal charges. Why are these people so lax on him? We now have new chats that expose Andrew Tate's step-by-step manipulation of a trafficking victim, as well as Georgiana's involvement as the bottom bitch, which is the person that helps Andrew Tate. This is some disgusting shit. Andrew Tate even at one point says, I feel evil, but then he says, no, never mind, I'm not evil. Let me just show you this. Tate says, this is from Andrew Tate. Update on the two girls living together. So they became good friends and everything was stable. The girl who moved lost her support networks at home, cemented her move, talked about staying forever. Can't wait for me to come back. So I had to tighten the crew. So I said somebody in your old town told me she worked in a sex club. I literally made this up from the sky, started calling her a liar and threatening to kick her out. But the real goal is to get her to agree to never go anywhere without me, not even her hometown. I need her working, not visiting friends back in her hometown. So putting nails in that coffin, saying my people there are talking bad about her. Bro, he's just manipulating these women. And he even admits that on camera, as I'll show you in 1 minute. He is openly, freely admitting what he does.
The business is always going to be difficult to manage. It's never going to be easy for you as a one man to have all these women working for you because you have to fuck the girls. This is a fucking super important. You're probably sitting there with a smile on your face right now. Look at you fuckers. You're all like, yes. You have to fuck the girls. You cannot sit and do a purely professional business relationship with a female.
He also details how he takes their money, trims it off the top, takes like 70% and says that they're just being paid as according to their contract, which he doesn't have. He'll sometimes take their passports, allegedly. He'll trap them, isolate, lie to them, manipulate them.
A girl to work for you, you haven't fucked. So the recruitment process is the same as the PhD course. You message them on Instagram. The PhD course is my recruitment system. I don't mention webcam until after I've had sex with the girl. If you're on dates and you're trying to mention it and shit, it just doesn't work. It puts them off.
Yeah, this is a disgusting method in which she traps women by pretending to love them, by taking advantage of women in very bad situations who have no connections or no money at the time, not mentioning webcam work, then springing it upon them when it's too late, distributing it, and it's incredibly amoral, illegal, immoral, disgusting, degenerative, abusive. There's a lot of words you can describe, but these texts get even worse. So Andrew Tate described how he just made up out of thin air that this woman had rumors spreading about her in her old town because he wanted to isolate her from her town and make sure she couldn't go back. Here are the texts that he then sent. He said, you worked in a sex club. She said, I did not work in a sex club. I'm not lying. Where did you get this from? So you'd rather believe them. I told you the truth. The people want me. No good. I don't know who you have talked to, but it's a lie. I've been only slept with 4 men in my life, and you were one of them. I have never lied to you. So just innocent women who are caught up in a bad time in life are taken advantage of by Andrew Tate, and he makes money off of them. It is disgusting and despicable. We then have more texts. Started calling her a liar and threatening to kick her out. But the real goal...
Okay, I'm bored. This link is in my description box under Tates and Trumps. You can see the rest of this in my description box under Tates and Trump. So so we won't get this confused. Why was Andrew the Tate's brothers arrested in the first place? Because the Tate brothers have a black daddy, and one day somebody they got a knock on the door, and
wake up, nigga. A nigga wake up calls a bitch.
That's why the Tate brothers...
It's looking kind of rough.
That's why the Tate brothers are in jail in the first place. So if you are unaware, that's why the Tate brothers are arrested in the first place. Let me see if there has been any breaking news. It may not work out well for the Tate brothers. America's a massive panic attack. Some Americans are kind of too stupid to panic. Trump's considering a massive attack on Iran as Tehran labels the UK an accomplice to America. So, if you are unaware, under Starmer, the United States was unable to use UK bases to launch attacks on Iran. But since this new Benjamin Netanyahu puppet has been sworn in the UK, he has given the United States the ability to launch attacks from the UK bases to Iran. So, Tehran has labeled the UK as accomplices to America. That's the only thing. That's now. Oh God. This is unfortunate that we have no reason to actually be in Iran. Your president is steadily sending more of our troops into Iran. They are not sure. Your Congress, your senators have given above the $1 trillion budget that Pete Kegbreath was unable to tell the senators where their budget has gone. And Kegbreath is saying that they're going to run out of money on August 1st without being able to identify where the budget had gone. Your senators have gave them somewhere between 63 and 70 some billion more dollars to spend on the war. Uh, uh, Sometimes he says this for future plannings of the war, and then other times he says that they're going to run out of money by August 1st, and they need to pay the war fighters. And then other times it's for because of Biden didn't plan for future plannings. A bunch of mealy mouse bullshit. They have run out of munitions. They have run out of interceptors. They have basically shot their load, as it were. Now they are bringing in more of our military, and now there are talks about doing some big Hail Mary over in Iran. They are stationing more medical staff over in Germany to treat the wounded, which means they are anticipating more wounded soldiers. This is just a big fucking mess. We are running out of oil in both straits, which will allow oil to come out of the Middle East, have been closed down, and that is going to impact the price of everything, as you have heard. So this is what you voted for, MAGA, and this is what we are about to get. So if you like the information that you have gotten here, I would advise you guys to stock up on a generator for yourself, your home. I would not advise you to get a gas generator, because that is one of the things that we are about to run out of. Our strategic gas supply is about to go dry. I would advise you to get a solar generator. I would advise you to do that. Also, I would advise you to stock up on some non-perishable food items. I would suggest that you stock up on some water. Most people need 6 to 8 gallons of water per day for food and sanitation per day, and you need to put it in a container where your water will not go bad. You cannot put it in uh, certain containers or your water will go bad. So look on my YouTube page. You can't look at it on the phone. I have tagged some containers that you can look, or just do your due diligence on your own and find some containers that you can save some water in, because times are really getting serious, because we have a unserious administration that is making some very dangerous choices, in my opinion, that is going to put Americans in dangerous situations. Make sure you have something to protect yourself personally, protect your family personally. Make sure you have a lot of as much money as you can, and make sure it is in small denominations. If you only have $100, make sure it's not $100 bill, because if you need something make sure you have a first aid kit in advance, a first aid kit that may have tourniquets and things like that. If you need something in a crunch, you don't want to just have a $100 bill to buy something that costs $1 and have to give up the whole $100 bill because that's all you have. Think smart. I understand that if you're MAGA, you don't have the ability to just be smart, but do the best you can. But steal your ideas from other people like MAGA usually do. That may help you survive. So with that, uh, uh, I don't know what to tell you. America may be looking at some hard times because your news media is not forewarning you. It's not. If you are not forewarned, a lot of stuff could just fall in your lap, and you don't have the time to prepare. With hurricanes and certain types of storms, you have time to prepare for them. With things like earthquakes, there's no time to prepare. So treat this like a hurricane, and uh, pace yourself and prepare yourself for what could come. It is always good to have some type of preparedness, some type of emergency preparedness kit available to you, just in case a storm may come. The storm is coming. So prepare yourselves, people. And please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Prepare yourself and take care of yourself. Quit taking care of these people on YouTube who don't have enough brain width to help you take care of yourselves and your family, who only support you with dumb ignorance and bullshit. So please take care of those who try to help to take care of you. And thank you for being here. All right. God bless you. I'm out of here. Have a blessed remainder of your day. And God bless you. Thank you for being here with me. And I'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.